D&Dames. Today we have with us special guest Roshni. Hello Roshni, glad to have you here. She comes with the most adorable character, like you're all going to fall in love with Rapunzel. And we have of course Pooja and Sumaya. Hello again guys. I can't wait. Tonight we have Pooja who's going to be DMing us. Yes, Miss Lamb Pixar. Okay. And oh god, and next week next week or whenever this our next session is going to be DM by Sumaya, so I can't wait for that as well. And we will start. Take it away, DM.
So, in a town, in a quiet village. Just kidding, there's no town, it's not quiet, and there is no village. You start your adventure in this mystical land with perfectly normal things like birds chirping in the sky, flame dragons circling overhead, portals to other dimensions over the water, and hail and snow during the summer. There is a princess from a nearby land who you suspect may be responsible for some of the snow, who doesn't seem to like it too warm. And you've been invited as a special invite for this birthday dinner for Prince Charming, who is set to take the throne. There are rumors, however, that his brother Hades is a favorite among certain factions. But nevertheless, you have been invited to this private and exclusive dinner, which will be hosted by the Queen Mother. Some may think of her slightly evil, some just as a powerful woman. Often, powerful women have been mistaken for witches and evil since the beginning of time. And so she has not spoken. That's part of her mystique for many years, though people swear that they can hear voices in their head, kind of urging them to do her bidding. She never seems to have an issue with getting what she wants. And this evening, she wanted specifically the three of you to attend this meal. So with that, we can start. So we start out in the castle. You guys hear some footsteps and another sleepy yawn as Nark, as you're trying to, shrug off your cloak and head there, you hear a voice say, "I'll take that for you." And like a hand pops up to take your coat. And as Aryan basically druid crafts a flower and like shoves it near your nose and says, "Your favorite, if I recall."
I mean, actually, red roses are my favorite. I think you're thinking of the other X. So, points to you for trying.
I mean, he like nonchalantly like whips it away, and soon from behind your ear he says, "I'm always full of surprises," as your favorite red roses actually like grow out of the side of your headband. And as he looks extra smug at you.
Just like under my breath, I'm cursing.
Okay. So we'll get back to you in a second. And Rap, as you find yourself, looking for a seat, you hear as Cruellen approaches you from the side and says, My, I see your sense of fashion hasn't changed in a while." And he looks pointedly at your chameleon familiar on your shoulder and says, "Interesting. Do they keep their color-changing properties after they're skinned?"
Cruellen. I just look around to see if I can spot anybody I know. I look towards Belle.
Yep. And Belle, you find yourself, you've after giving your greetings to the Queen Mother and sort of trying to orient yourself to the library, you hear this fake laughter from Elsa in front of you, like, "Oh, charming, you're so funny." But you see no laughter behind her eyes, and you slowly see small icicles forming around your feet as this wench clearly intends to make you slip and fall on your face. And you see Jinjin in the side, who makes eye contact with you, puts a hand to his chest, almost as in greeting, to give you a bow, as he is the butler. But you do see two fingers sort of tap at the pocket region on his waistcoat as he makes that bow and goes behind. And the Queen Mother looks up and eyes you steadily. So this is the scene, this is the setting. What would you guys like to do? Are you moving in? How do you each deal with your people? We'll start with Nak.
So, like, I'm obviously really annoyed to see my ex, who's responsible for my narcolepsy. Sorry, I'm Samaya, and I'm playing Narcoleptic Allure, Sleeping Beauty's second cousin. And essentially, what happened between me and Aryan is when I was packing up all of his stuff, because after I broke up with him, let me set the record straight. I took a prick on the needle of his vinyl record player and fell into a deep slumber, and ever since then I randomly doze off and I don't like it. So I'm hoping to get back at him at this ball.
He did name his record player Roofy after all.
Oh my god, that's so Bill Cosby of you. Like, how dare you?
All right, so that's the introduction, and we can. What do you want to do? And then we'll move to the other characters. You can introduce yourself and then take your actions. All right. So what are you doing? You don't let him take like your coat. Do you?
Yeah, I think it'll be like an opposed like grapple or something to like make sure he doesn't take my coat.
Yeah, yes, because he's very gentlemanly but firmly kind of like tugging at your coat. So why don't we roll an athletics?
Athletics?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try. I got 19. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. Let's see. Okay, and Aaron, why are you not showing up on my... Oh, there we go. Oh. That is Nat 2022.
What?
So, yep. so you tug at it a little bit, and then like you see like his hand just move ever so slightly as almost his hand transforms into like a bear-like claw as he grabs your coat and says, "Don't be so stubborn. I know you're playing hard to get. I like the chase, you know." And he just like creepily kind of like licks his lips and like walks ahead of you and then makes this like flourish to let you in as the door slams shut behind you.
Oh my goodness. I just feel like a chill down my spine and I'm like, ugh.
All right. So so you can enter as you want, and let's go to Rapunzel as you see Aaron kind of like Aryan walk through, and you hear this like chorusing laughter, but you're really distracted by Cruellen right now. So do you want to introduce your character and maybe say why Cruellen is annoying you so much?
Yeah. So my name is Roshni. Oh wow. Okay. My name is Roshni, and I am playing Rapunzel, who lost the love of her life, Eugenia, and then she decided that she will take vengeance against any evil in the world, and one of the people on her list is Cruellen, who was her bully when she was young. And she looks at Cruellen, she looks down at the ground, steels herself. She looks at him. You know what? When I was in the tower, all I did was eat rats like you. And then
little step back. Do you want to make an intimidation check against him?
Sure. Yeah, I'll try to intimidate him. Okay, that's 15 plus 4, 19.
Yeah, he is intimidated, and he's like, whoa, just joking there. No need to get bent out of shape. And he sort of like looks at your armor and your gear pointedly, like, I'm here for pleasure, not fighting. And he sort of like backs away and is unless you try to stop him, he's just kind of like leaving you alone and just moving towards the side to fill himself a glass of wine
Yeah,
and just
and
like
she then Rapunzel turns around, panics a bit, and then tries to go and sit down in one of the chairs. Takes her, like her pan, her shield, keeps it close by, and is just
yeah.
looking around.
And your little like your little chameleon kind of like goes in the direction of Cruellen as it like follows you and like curls up on your shoe and camouflages into a shiny metal
Yeah.
bauble. All
I
right,
look,
now
I look at him and say, "Yeah, yeah, I knew that practicing that would make sense. Okay, okay." And then I just like look around.
okay, and now over to you, Shema or Belle, who is standing there behind Elsa and Prince Charming and watching Hades, who is Prince Charming's brother, sort of like glare distastefully at both of them and just like look around for the and almost like he's trying to select the biggest like chunk of chicken leg that's on the counter and just completely disinterested with this whole thing. Um, and yeah, and you, and of course, Jinjin, who made that bow to you and went to the side, and Queen Mother. So it kind of seems like you're in this corner with the attention of the Queen Mother and Jinjin on you. What do you want to do?
So, Belle being Belle, obviously, like, I'm standing over there with just like with my eyes peeking over a book and looking at all the people in the room. I look at Rapunzel's obvious, like, panic attack, and I'm like, oh no, I need to go over to her. But standing right in front of her, right in front of me, is my mortal enemy, Elsa. Now, I hate Elsa with all my heart because once she set a terrible, terrible winter over her kingdom that caused all the citizens in the land to resort to burning their books to keep warm. How could she? I have never gotten over how horrible she was at that point. I also see over there, somewhere at the side, Mr. Charming. Now, I know for a fact that Charming is close friends with Gaston, and I don't want to be anywhere near Gaston, so I look around, hoping he's not here anywhere, while also trying to keep an eye out for the most revered artificer in all the lands, Maurice. The only reason I'm here, apart from the spectacular library that this castle houses. While this is happening, though, anyone close to me, close enough to hear, would hear a small, growl from the back of my pocket. Uh, an animalistic sound almost, a voice that's constantly going, Babe? Babe, are you there? Babe, answer me. And you see as like Belle just slips the handle of an enchanted mirror deeper into her very, very deep jacket, okay? And just goes like, hush now. So she stands there suddenly, turns over a page, and tries to free her feet away from the ice that's around them right now. And she walks over, let's say to to Rapunzel. So she's just gonna like very slyly like move at the back, trying to make sure that no one's looking at her, and go.
Can you save just so you to see if you don't slip on the ice as you're like half buried in a book and like don't and Elsa's clearly trying to embarrass you. So
So a stealth or a dex save?
deck save,
A
deck
dex
save,
save.
yeah.
Oh my god. Let's see. That's a +3. Okay.
Okay, this
Come
is
on,
looking good.
books make your center of gravity better. Come on.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm used
so not
to Elsa's tactics, okay, and I will not fall for them.
yeah, so you don't fall for it. In fact, you pointedly like you from your understanding and your intelligence, you see the weak point in the ice, and you sort of like hit it with your heel with a crack, like it goes. And then the crackle sort of appears under Elcha's chair, making a strange noise, where Charming kind of looks a bit put off, and Elsa like blushes and says, "It's the chair, it's not me," and like glares at you as you have clearly made it seem like she farted,
Oh my God.
using her own ice against her while you move to help your friend. And as you pass by, Charming says, "Why, I don't know why you hide your face behind those books. Such a lovely face that is. Tell me, is your plus one coming or is he still in your pocket?" And he sort of like jostles.
Oh, charming. There are many screws that I can fix, just not yours, not the ones in your head. And I look away from him and go over to knock, and I'm just like, how did you?
Well,
find yourself here?
the lady said, "Screw." I take that as a positive, after all. And he like grins again and goes back to his wine.
Like in 2021, like Disney princesses to continue to be gross. Like nothing has changed.
Yeah, we're not impressed by petty compliments.
I know. And innuendos, like sure, Prince Charming.
Right.
The maturity
yeah, sure,
of a
Prince
7-year-old.
Charming, yeah.
Yeah.
Have an adjective as a name, sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So the Queen Mother sort of looks to Jinjin and like almost like a very imperceivable gesture, and he clears his throat and says, "On behalf of the Queen, we would like to thank Lord Hades for hosting the birthday party for his beloved brother." And then you see a glare from Hades at this. Is in his castle. Of course, the Queen Mother's castle, and the main castle is much grander, much more impressive. But for this earlier gathering, while we prepare for the gala, you have been invited to partake in. We welcome you all. And yes, Cinderella would not be joining us tonight, and then like he falters as Charming. You see all the charm sort of like the smile leave his face and his expression change as Jinjin basically says, "All the guests have arrived and food will be here shortly. Chop chop, be our guest." And you see these, little plates and little bowls and stuff come out of the kitchen, sort of dancing with like the clocks humming a tune, like as like food starts appearing on your table and wine starts pouring itself, and this very theatrical thing, and you just see Hades like pick up one of the chicken legs and smack one of the dancing candlesticks and just like growl and munch into it, saying, you swear that there's a bit of a curse word, and your heart flutters a bit as you see a familiar kind of behavior pattern in Hades, and as the voice in your pocket, as the voice in your pocket somehow senses this, and you hear messages saying, "What's happening? Why aren't you talking to me? Are you not alone? Is Charming there? Is Gaston there? Who is there? Is it just women? Is it a sleepover?" Like you just start hearing these like very, very obsessive messages that are coming towards you. And and so there's food and everything, and you're invited to and the chairs sort of move back, and you can sit where you want to. You can choose your seats as Cruellen basically leaves the spot between Hades and himself. Aaron, of course, sits on the other side and sort of pats the seat next to him, looking at you, Nark, saying, "Join me." And
I
you guys
will
can
not
place
join
yourselves.
him.
You can place yourselves wherever you want.
Oh no.
But please place yourselves at the table.
This is such a catch-22 situation. No!
As
Knock
Cruellen-
took the seat. I'm gonna be like looking at Knock quickly run over to the other side. I'm like, oh no! I was too obsessed with this book and very like very agitated. I go sit there in the middle, trying not to look at Charlie. Like I just have my book here. Like, oh god.
So sorry, Belle. I'll pay you back. I just don't want to sit next to my ex.
So you
On
see,
the opposite.
you see Aryan kind of pick up this fork and look at you and say, look at this stuff, isn't it neat? And like holds the sentient fork near his hair as it begins to comb it
Oh my
for
God.
him. Uh, and and charming. Let's 1 second, Belle. I will need you to make a charisma save, please.
Are
As you
charisma?
guys, as like charming clinks his glass to yours and says a few words under his breath.
Oh my God! Thank God, an 18 plus 1. Okay. Okay.
All right.
You will not
So-
charm me, charming. Okay.
So you see this for a moment, you feel like, oh, this is such a pleasant guy, he's so handsome, and then like that you shake it off. You shake it off and you kind of you know that he was trying to charm you with a little bit more pressure than just his words, as he looks disappointed and just sort of clears his throat and sort of turns back to Elsa, pointedly pretending to be engaged with a very interesting conversation with her, as she shoots you like a narrowed eye look and says, and like almost like, you know, the girls that would say like, back off, he's mine, like that sort of look she shoots you from
Okay.
across.
Okay. Yeah, I
Um,
ignored him completely. Just reading my book, pretending to be very engrossed in it.
All right. And so, Nak, you are in between Hades and Cruellen. Do you make any conversation with any of them?
I can relate to like Hades the most out of everyone here because he's someone who doesn't want to be here but needs to be. So I just like give him a very like affirming nod. I'm like, I understand.
Yeah. And he looks at you with a like a cocked head and a slight smile, almost like grateful that you're not making small talk, and in a gesture, what is the closest thing to politeness, like takes the second biggest chicken leg and puts it on the plate next to you, and then goes back to eating.
I like eat that chicken leg, but like vigorously while making like close eye contact with Harry, and I'm like,
So, what are you wearing, by the way, Nak?
so I think my outfit will be like recovering hipster girl. So I think I'd essentially be like wearing like a leather jacket, a lace like crop top, and like some really nice jeans. But of course, like the statement piece would be like my beanie. So like,
Right. All right.
that's the get up. Like an emo girl in recovery.
And Rapunzel, you're in your full plate armor at the dinner table, clanking along, much like the dancing
And I
music.
keep bumping into Cruellen's chair when I turn around and take some.
which has the thing of him, you know, he still was intimidated by you. He scooches his chair a little towards Nak, and then suddenly looks at Nak and, like, you know, kind of taps your leather jacket and says, interesting choice, a bit cheap. What's your preference?
I mean, I just point out that Cruellen's magazine is dated and racist, and then I like keep eating.
Cruellen's what is dated and racist?
Magazine, like assuming that, like, I don't know, what is like the Condé Nast equivalent in this universe?
So Cruellen is he's a you know, a duke and a lord of that, who's just a guy of leisure, who makes his he doesn't need to earn to work or anything like that. So but he does put out a writing which is around fashion, and he's obsessed with clothes and the standards of what people should wear, and clearly judges the book by its cover and its cover only. He doesn't strike you as someone who's really cracked a book open in his life.
I'm like, your publication is racist and you need more people of color to work there. And I keep eating.
and he's like, and then he sort of like, he doesn't pay attention. He's like, color. That's interesting. Skin people of color. And he like is making these like weird, disturbing notes in his mind, where you feel like you've given him a terrible idea rather than insulting him. As
I
again,
think at this point, I look at Rapunzel and I'm like, we're gonna kill him, right? Like, I just give him a nod, like a look, and be like, we need to kill this dude.
so okay, so you guys, are you eating the food? Are you drinking the wine? What's going on? Are you? Tell me what you're doing. All the the dishes, the sentient dance, and all has stopped, and you have a feast in front of you with giant chicken legs, of which the two biggest ones are gone already, and there's trifle puddings and fruit and these like interesting biscuits and breads and very appetizing smells throughout, and you see Elsa just like nibbling and making like the tiniest of, almost like cutting a small bean or a salad like in smaller bites, or like she's like, I don't eat too much, you have to, some women care about their figures after all, and just like making these, just pointedly eating very very little. What do you guys do? How do you all eat and drink and partake?
I am going to just take like if I get some pastry,
Yep,
some
there's a
kind of
lot of
meat
desserts.
pie. Yeah, whatever. I take one of these pastry and kind of like with my hand itself. I'll just take it, break it, almost like crumbly
Do
mess.
you
and I'll
open
just,
your helmet at least, or are you like shoving things into your plate armor,
oh
like
wait,
covering?
plate armor has helmets, right? Okay,
Yes.
sure. Yeah. I'm not wearing my helmet for now.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's in the coat rack. It's just
Yeah.
hanging. Coat rack is just fallen on one
I
side
was
of the wall.
imagining this like giant coat of armor with like this, grabbing paws of food and like shoving them like clink, tunk, clink, tunk. It's like, okay, good. You have the etiquette of removing your helmet. That's cool.
Yeah. My
All
helmet
right.
is there. I just take like the pastry, crumble it, and kind of like
Oh.
just like drop it on the floor for
Yeah.
for Pascal to
Chameleon.
eat.
And you see like only you see like a small tongue got like, as the pastry like disappears into your shoe, and it like waves a little bit in its shininess. All right.
And
What
while
about
this
you?
happening, can
Go
I
ahead.
keep an eye out? Sorry, I just wanted to keep an eye out on the queen because of
Okay.
reasons. I just want to
Do
see.
you want to do a insight? Like, are you trying to insight check what she's doing, or are you trying to just watch for any movements? Because you can roll a perception or an insight depending on, are you trying to see any intentions or ill will, or are you trying to just keep an eye out if she tries anything?
So Jinjin is the queen's bodyguard, right? I want to see.
He's the sort of butler kind of thing, but you get a sense from his weapons and all that he's very capable. He's like he protects the family.
And is he sitting in the table? Like, is he?
No, he's
standing
standing opposite. Like he's directly opposite the queen, just like standing there. In some ways, he's positioned himself where you get a sense he's keeping a ear and an eye on the door or the entryway, and he has an eye on all the doors around. Like he's kind of keeping watch on everything. At the same time, every so often you'll see like his eyes move back to the queen, as if almost like waiting for instructions or communicating in their own strange way.
Yeah, I just want to see where if the queen is looking at somebody in particular, if she has any interest in any of us.
Yeah, so she's so the queen is sitting there and she smiles and lifts her glass, and you notice she's not. Can you roll me a perception? Let's see how much you get.
Okay. That's a natural 20.
Oh my god,
plus
3 in a
one,
row, guys.
so
That doesn't matter.
21.
Oh, you notice very particularly, like even after she cheered, she raises this glass of wine to her lips and stuff, and she has this food she's playing about, but she's not eating a single bite. She's not actually eating the food or drinking the wine. She just puts it to her lips and she puts it down, and you see like her almost wave her hand, and because you get a sense that she's using some sort of illusion or magic to make it appear like her wine and food is getting consumed, but she's not actually having a bite, and she is very fixedly, like she's looking at Charming and she's looking at Hades, and there is this tension you sense, like she's watching them very carefully, like she's and you also, because of that perception, where you wonder like why is she looking at them, and you kind of look at both of these, and you realize that very unusually neither of them has any weapons on them at all. Even like all of you, no one took away your weapons or anything, but for the princes, even the ceremonial swords or daggers, like they don't have any weapons on them, and so it is a odd sight for you to see that, and she's not focused on the guest. She's really just kind of observing her sons in a very specific manner. All right. And then while you ponder this, let's get to Belle, who is, just unfortunately stuck between a rock and a hard place. And I'm not talking about abs, just two, the two men who indeed probably have six packs. And, you get a shiver down your spine when you hear Charming sort of hum their old fraternity tune of where it goes like, when I was a lad, I ate 4 dozen eggs. And you like a shiver goes down your spine of, oh my god, I was so drunk, that was such a bad party. Why did I ever talk to these two? And he's totally doing it on purpose. Like he's focusing on Elsa and humming this tune, but this like manipulative dude is definitely focused on you, and you see the guy next to you thankfully paying no attention to you, but like glaring, like openly staring and trying to make eye contact with the hipster lady across the table under any circumstance. That's where you are. What do you eat or drink among the foods that are there?
I'm going to, just since I'm so annoyed at Charming right now, is there like maybe a plate that's a little too close to the edge near them?
So there's a plates are fairly far away, but there's a wine glass that when he turned hastily away is right at the crook of his elbow, maybe.
I'd like to possibly, maybe I still pretend to read, but like place a arm over my lap and just twirl my fingers over, create mage hand, and get it to pull just the lip of the tablecloth, causing that glass to spill over both Elsa and Prince Charming.
All right, cool. So while you do that, let me just check something. Can you make this is interesting. Can you make a grapple check? Wait, does Maze hand? It can lift up to 5 pounds, right?
Yes, this is just to pull the sheet a little.
Yeah. No. I'll tell you why in a second. So as you're pulling the sheet and you hear a slight cling, it's moving towards, and then suddenly it's like your mage hand is not able to tug against it. For a second. Can you just make it's fine, we'll use your strength. I know it's not typical, but let's just use a straight athletics. But for you, we'll use your arcane because it's that. So like, let's just use your spell casting ability, whatever it is, and we'll do a contested check.
Okay, I'm gonna go with arcane because my god, I said athletics and I was like, no. Okay, so that is 11 plus 7, so that's 18.
All right. And 1 second, just let me roll for a second. Oof. 19. As it sort of like you're not able to get a grip, and you hear Jinjin clear his throat as he makes eye contact with you, and like just slightest, just like you hear like a tut in your head as a mage hand finger comes up from the other side of the cloth and like waves his hand in blue as he poofs it away with a slight smile on his face, but clearly he's watching.
I look over to like ignoring everyone else. I look at both Rap and Knock, and I just go like, Rapunzel, Knock, don't you want to have anything to eat over here?
Does like Rapunzel let us like kind of signal that the queen isn't eating anything?
Yeah, as
it's most like in some ways. So I'm saying if it would be your natural instinct to like have a bite of the chicken, since Hades gave it to you, go with that, and then I can say she'll signal or she'll say something maybe that you can stop eating, maybe, or if you have message, I'll allow you to do that. But I'm just saying, at least for whether you ate or drank, go with your first character instinct if you would.
Because like I think it's very natural for Sleeping Beauty to be poisoned once. She's very like kind
Paranoid.
of paranoid
Yeah.
about like being poisoned again because
Yep.
she's already fell
Mhm.
for like Arian's like manic pixie
Mhm.
dream guy bullshit. So like
Cool. No worries.
yeah. So I would
I-
just be a little more cautious. And I'm a druid, so I'd be like more careful about what I put into
Yeah,
my
you
body.
can
I'd be
you
like,
can do a you can do a medicine check if you like on the food, as that's probably how you would investigate it.
yeah, let me try medicine and see if that rolls good. Okay, I got a 19, which isn't bad.
So you get a sense that the food, it's not poisoned per se, but it there is something to it. Like, it smells delicious. It's very enticing. But there's definitely an effect associated with it, but nothing negative. Like, you don't feel like it's gonna harm you, but there's definitely something in it that's meant to alter, like it's supposed to impact you in a different way than just satisfying hunger. You get a sense of that. Do you want to roll an arcana to see if you can tell what kind of spell it is,
Okay, hang on, let's
or
see.
magic?
My arcana is pretty good. Oh, I got 23.
Yeah, so you recognize it as it's a calm emotions kind of spell.
Oh, okay.
That is within the food, and you, it also strikes you as a little unusual for that, but you do know, like, when there's warring clans, or sometimes when there is a druidic wine called the Calming Willows, which is used to basically, taverners started using it to help prevent the breakout of bar fights and things like that. And so it basically makes people a little chill, a little mellow, and sort of less combative.
Yeah, like, I think I would relay this information very secretly to,
How?
Rapunzel and, like, and Belle. But yeah, like, I think I would be like, well, it's up to you if you want to eat it, but I'm not gonna let anyone tell me how to feel.
And Cruella is like, what? Cruella is like, what's a potion? What's a well? Like,
And you can eat it. You can eat it, Cruella. Maybe it's the chill pill you need. Like,
all right. And you see him, like, just like, be like, well, the wine's definitely good, and take like a deep swig of it and stuff.
how's Hades doing? Like, I'd be curious because Hades has eaten the most food of all of us put together.
Yeah,
So
so you get a sense. So first, as he was chomping away, and he was still like all like rating, and you get a sense that he has a pretty high constitution in terms of tolerating strange things of eating and drinking. Meta terms, he's basically like a barbarian, so he's passing all his con saves for the last like 5 rolls.
Nice.
But he keeps eating also. So at some point, if this guy doesn't stop eating, he's gonna fail. But and there we go. So basically, you do see, like, his sort of like this aggressive energy calms down. He stops like glaring at his brother, and he like wipes his face off a little, and just sort of sits back with his arms crossed. But you're not feeling that sort of like angry, aggressive energy as much anymore. He's just sort of like, yep. He's just mellowed down, and as he leans back and just like folds his arm and looks up, you get a look at his face for the first time, and you see, like, even though there's a scruffy hair and there's a couple of scars, that he is taller and in a lot of ways more handsome than his very pretty boy brother. There's like he's older than charming, and he's not sparkling, and there's no glow about him, which you secretly suspect is something Charming does through magic to kind of literally keep a spotlight on him at all times, the attention seeking brat that he is. So, and without the rage and like the irritation on his face, where he's like all pierced, and he's younger and more pleasant than you would have imagined, and definitely between Cruellen and him, you perceive that you would much rather have even a conversation with this guy than Cruellen.
fair. Like, yeah, everyone in the Hades game is super hot, even Zagran, so that checks out.
Yeah. I while Belle was
Mhm.
looking at me, I will kind of like look at her with like a and like almost like thaumaturgy, my eyes like red. Just like I'd like look at the drink and look at red and then like just and that's it. And then I kind of keep looking at Queen, the Queen, and um, I want to ask her something.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Is conversation happening like apart from people? Is oh
Yeah,
she doesn't she doesn't
she doesn't talk, but she like listens, and you can hear her nod. And sometimes Jinjin will answer for her, kind of like, "Yes, the queen wants you to know," that sort of thing. But she's
okay.
mostly listening, and Elsa is clearly trying to impress her, and says, "Queen Mother, I got you this. My papa has sent you this wonderful." Diamond necklace as a gift of thanks, and it'll match your crown, and hands her this box, and is she's definitely trying to win some favor with the queen, you can tell.
Yeah, that's a lot of ice. I look at Queen and I say, um, yeah, hi. Oh, what is?
Oh,
Did she freeze for you too?
I can't hear her.
Yeah, I think
No, she froze.
she goes with second.
Oh no, oh no. Anyway,
What a
she'll come back.
cliffhanger.
Yeah, she'll come back in a second, I'm sure. Do you wanna fill in the gap in the meantime to what you do? Do you answer your mirror thing? Otherwise, like,
I just, I think we can continue because so basically the stream has gone a little wonky with the missing frame.
it's
but-
okay.
but-
It'll come back, I'm sure.
But
Yeah.
like this thing, Sumaya's filter is so amazing. It just looks spectacular. So yeah, definitely I am not okay. I might take it out for a second now because he won't stop talking to me. So yeah, I take it out for a second and I'm just
And-
like,
And you see the beast face like, I love you. I love you.
I love you too, babe. Honey, I'm doing something here. You know how important meeting Maurice is for me. Don't ruin this for me. I'll be back soon. I'll get you a nice rose also if you need it.
I mean, I offered to keep him in the dungeon for the rest of his life for you, babe. Just find him, and I'll come there. I've already sent Woofy to keep you safe, and you like your eyes like glare as you're like he sent giant wolves to the castle to escort me, and they're on their way.
Honey, I'm gonna come home soon. Don't worry about it. Sometimes couples need space. They need like distance away from each other. Like they say, distance makes the heart grow fonder. I'll only have more love for you when I get back home. So, yeah, don't worry. I'll be safe. I have my gun with me. Don't forget, you taught me how to use it. I'll look after myself.
Okay. But you have till the last petal falls, and you like see this thing that you like artifice like to for him to like keep your time and show your love, and like it's dropping in things, and he's like, if you're not back there, your beast is gonna come and get you and take everyone else out. I see the mirrors. I see how they look at you, and like you realize with like horror that the charming like he's come into your frame a little bit and sort of like given this like wink at the beast, which is like making him like even more irritated right now as you like hastily put your mirror away.
Yeah, I just keep it quite quickly, and I'm just like looking at I just distract myself by looking at Rapunzel and trying to observe what she's doing because
Okay,
I'm like she just gave me a sign, so I'm just like, okay, there's something wrong
Okay,
here.
yeah. Yeah, back to you, Rapunzel. You cut out. What are you trying to ask the queen? You
Yeah.
said, "Excuse me," and then you like disappeared.
Yeah. Yeah, I say excuse me, and then I kind of bumped the table as I was just foraging for everything that I dropped on the floor. I was like, oh shit, and I put everything something up, and I'm like, sorry. My question was about. My question was about what exactly are we supposed to do here? What are we doing here?
And you see the queen's eyebrow, like one eyebrow goes up as she like sort of smiles at you, and Jinjin was like, "You are here to be part of the celebration for Charming's birthday." And he starts speaking a little slowly. I'm sorry if I wasn't clear when I announced it earlier. You have been invited as respected members, and you especially were friend with Miss Cinder. And again he stops, and says, and then like again as you see like this death glare from Charming as he almost says Cinderella again, and just he looks at you a little pleadingly, saying, "You were on her list." Like she sort of like whispers and says, so we didn't update it, and like he's, and then you see suddenly like him flinch as and like he freezes up a little bit. There's no marks on his body, but you can see that he felt a lot of pain as his breath grows a little ragged, and you notice, especially you, Belle, Charming's hand that has like literally like dug something into the table, like dug fingernails into the table, and it glowed for a second, as Jinjin sort of like just like takes a step back and says, my apologies, my apologies. You've all been invited as friends of the royal family, and Master Hades didn't want it to be just him and Charming.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I was looking for my friend Cinderella. You said she can't join. I'm still looking at the queen. Mm-hmm. What happened?
And Charming clears his throat at this point and says, I understand maybe with your travels or your, being caught in the order. While it's a shame, it's not a shame to me. My wife, if we can even call her that, has chose to disappear. Rumors have it she's run off with Jimmy Choo. She always did have something for a man who made good shoes. But to choose a commoner over a future king, he scoffs. Let us not speak of her and ruin this evening, Rapunzel. I suggest you don't bring her name up again, and I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Ooh. Okay. Charisma save. I'm proficient in that, but that's a 2, so that's a 7, so a total 9.
Yep, you feel this sort of sense come over you as almost like before you finish the word Cinderella, your mouth shuts and you find yourself unable to speak anything related to her at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. You
take the suggestion to heart basically, and you're not able to talk. Mm-hmm. All right. So as this continues and the dinner, let's suddenly everything goes black, and like all the. One second. Let me just change. Yeah.
Ooh. That's some intense music.
Yeah. So suddenly things go a little dark, and you're in like pitch blackness and complete silence, where like you can't see anything, you can't hear anything. It's complete chaos. And I need all of y'all to make a Constitution save. No disadvantage since you didn't eat anything.
Okay.
Nice. Con save.
I'm wondering, like, in this like short time frame of everything going dark, can I turn into an animal that can see at night like a wolf?
Sure, you can transform if you like.
Okay, I'm gonna burn one wild shape and like transform into something that can see what's happening.
Alright, tell me what you transform as into.
I think wait, let me go through the challenge ratings again. Shit. Maybe an owl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you
an
transform into creatures that can fly at your
Yeah.
level? Okay, cool.
Level 5.
Because usually there's a certain level for druids where you have to be for flying creatures.
Level 8,
Oh.
I believe.
Okay, so like it says no flying speed.
Maybe you could.
Yeah, so
So-
an owl has a flying speed.
Maybe you
Okay, cool.
So you can walk as an owl if you want to.
Oh my god, that was so cute. I can't wait for like.
Just like 10 feet
No.
of movement.
Dude, it has a flying speed. She can't go.
Correct.
Like, okay, how about you can. Okay, I'll let you use the owl stats, except for flight. You can transform into like a kiwi bird or something.
Hang on, let me see. Like I'm trying to like see if there's like a challenge rating. Okay, wait, hang
I
on.
can't wait for
Like
her to turn into a wolf.
It's okay. I mean,
Like
you
the
can
lights will
turn
come
into
out
a rat.
and then Belle's gonna be like, fuck, beast sent that wolf already.
I mean, you can straight up turn into a cat if you want. They have dark vision.
Can I? What about
extended dark vision.
a jackal wear?
Sure.
Like
Sure.
yeah. Okay, cool. That's what I'll transform into.
Oh,
Okay, I'm just gonna mark you with like a animal form,
this
and
feels
we'll do
like
that.
this feels like a very player question, but does like dark vision make any difference?
That's what I'm saying. She's transforming, and you suddenly do that, and you like feel something brush up against you as you feel like hands swatting at you, and you assume that's Crualin just like flailing, as you still cannot see in the darkness, and your druid sense, you're like, oh wait, maybe this was magical darkness. It's not just the lights going off.
Oh, okay, got it.
But you
Got
stay
it.
in your form for a second, as
Okay.
suddenly what happens is you 1 minute. All right. 1 second. Let me just Suddenly, this like the light appears, and you hear Elsa like scream as you see like blood dripping from the side of the chair where Charming once sat, and he is nowhere to be seen. The
Whoa.
table is mussed up. Ariel is like on the table, like reaching out to you, trying to like hug you, grab you, whatever, save you, molest you, you don't know. But he has come, and then like all he has is like grasping fur, as what sits there is a jackal. And Crualin like in complete like shock and disbelief, just like backs up and is like, what is this beast? What is? And then like it's like soft and like goes to like touch your fur a little bit, but like you basically you wake up to this utter chaos with like things scattered and Elsa like screaming, and with like Frost like held in her hand, ready for her attack, the Queen Mother standing up, Jinjin by her side, and both the brothers nowhere to be seen.
Oh, even Hades is gone?
Yep.
Damn.
But the blood was on Charming's chair?
Yeah, the blood was on Charming's chair. It was like streaked across the table, and you see like drips of blood. Like you can see my pings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see like drips of blood like towards the kitchen area, almost like something was dragged off in a rush.
I mean, I think, is there any blood on me? Like any splatters?
Yes, there are some splatters on you.
I stand up horrified. I look immediately at Rapunzel and I was like, Rapunzel, I think it's time. I think you should wear your armor. I think there's something really messed up happening here. And I just push my mirror in deeper so Beast doesn't hear any of this and freak out. Okay. And I look at Nark. How well do I know Nark?
Oh, I don't think you know that I'm a shapeshifter. I'd be like, yo, it's me. It's Nark. Hi.
Can you 1 minute. Can you talk druid in your wild shape form, or do you just make wah noises?
So Jackalware has shape changers, so I can be a jackal humanoid hybrid, so that speaks common. So I'm like, okay. Yeah,
But it's still classified as a beast, right? Because I'm always unsure about these weird things, because usually people only turn into like full-on animals.
So Jackalware can use its action to polymorph into a specific medium human or a jackal humanoid hybrid, or back into its true form of that of a small jackal.
No. So what I mean is, like, as a wild shape druid, like where things are usually curses. So like if you're a jackal, like you can try. I don't know. And Shema, you can
like,
can you
it says
transform
language
into
is
like
common.
were creatures? If you're a druid, can you like wild shape into like were creatures, which are in themselves like a cursed race or a monster? I have actually never had a player ask me that, so I don't know.
Yeah, I play a druid in my campaign, and I think it's you're playing a moon druid, right?
Hang on, let me see. Like, hang on.
Circle of the moon.
I'm a circle of something.
Well,
okay, wait. Like, I just copied this like sheet from a speech of Beast and Leaf. No, that's the wrong one. Druid circle of the shepherd.
Shepherd.
Okay.
Oh, you're summoning. Okay, summoning druid.
Okay. So if you are Circle of the Shepherd, I believe it's still wild shaping. You can wild shape into a beast type creature.
Yeah,
so
not
anything that
the
has a
were.
beast.
Yeah.
And I think your challenge rating is from, I think, 1/4.
Yeah.
1/4, right? Yeah. So anything with a beast tag and a 1/4 challenge rating up to 1/4.
So does a were beast have a beast tag on it, or is it like a monster tag?
It says, okay, like, it doesn't tell me, like, if it's a monster or a beast. It's just in the monster manual, and I have, like, a monsters by challenge rating, like, PDF in front of me.
No, it's fine. But I'm saying, like, since you play a druid, I know you keep your mental stats and everything the same, but can you actually communicate? Because most druids, like, are just in animal form. They can't speak English or they can't cast spells for a while, basically.
So under the Jackalware, like stat block, it says languages common.
No. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know if you can transform into a Jackalware, because it has to be a beast. The whole thing of wild shape is you can turn into other animals, not like monsters or creatures or abilities.
So okay, then I'll just do bear then, I guess.
Yeah, so you can be a bear, and you get startled because there's like a freaking bear sitting at that table, and like has clearly like destroyed this chair and is like just sitting with paws on table.
Definitely, if there's a bear in front of me, I will lift up my musket, my gun, and point it at the bear. And
then like you can see the bear like waving hands at you. and you notice that like there's whether it's the expression or whatever, the when the bear, as they're frantically waving, there's a yawn, and you're like, I think that's knock.
Like I see it in her eyes. I see it in her like knock.
You see it in the yawn. Yeah.
I'm like, wait.
That's the cutest shit ever.
Yeah.
I will try to immediately run towards, because Belle,
and you see the queen mother like immediately like get up and start like, and like you see Jinjin sort of like poof, and different guards appear, and there's a lot of commotion that is happening and people running in all directions. Where do you guys want to go? So there's a door here that leads to the kitchen. There's another that leads into like an open foyer, and across the foyer there is there's like another like door at the end of it, basically.
Can I like kind of sniff out the blood trail like as a bear?
Sure. Yes, absolutely. You have advantage on perception checks involving smell.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if that's going to be helpful. So I'll get to the ground and like sniff. So like, what kind of check is that?
Perception. You can use the bear stats and roll perception with advantage.
Okay, cool. Let's do perception. Oh wait, did that roll? No,
and while you're like as a bear, and you guys see that Ariel transforms into a bear as well.
Oh god, copycat.
and with like reddish fur and stuff, and like tries to like nuzzle at the other bear while she's sniffing the blood. He's like just sniffing her like.
What an animal! Oh my god!
He just thinks with one thing in his body.
I swear.
It's just like I just tell him in bear, like, have you not heard of consent ever? Like,
I love how this is happening, and over the table is like, no.
And
no,
all of you are
no,
like,
no.
yeah, and he's like, I just want to protect you. How do I talk to you? I'm not a mind reader. All you women always want mind readers. Oh, why can't you appreciate a good man or a bear or a whale? You know?
yeah, like he gives me the nice guys finish last speech, and I'm like, I've heard it once. I'm not ready to hear it again. But yeah. So I think
Yeah.
like the highest that I rolled for the perception is 15.
Okay. So from your sniffing, you definitely identify first like a little bit gagging on the perfume of Cruellen, which is permeating a lot around you, and you do realize that it is definitely the prince's blood that's there. So it's him, and it sort of disappears like a trail. So you get a sense while there was like a grab or a drag, there was either it was magic or something, and he poofed away. Like it's not like there's a walking trail following him. Like there was a slight drag, and before even he entered the kitchen, his scent has disappeared. Also, because of the amount of chicken he ate, and like your bare senses, you can't help the slight drooling that's happening around the meat. You get a sense that Hades is in a little bit in this direction.
Okay.
Like
So, like, I'm assuming because I've transformed into animals a lot, I just have a whiteboard around my, like, necklace, and I write, like, for everyone to see. I'm like, Hades is in the other room, no idea where Charming is.
No, so basically, you guys see like this bear, because it's not dexterous, you can't write with your paw, but you see like a crown with like a X and like a like H, like a H kind of thing with an arrow, and like the bear sort of like moving this parchment across, and like are you trying to lead them, or like are you plodding in that direction?
I want to, like, prod them in that direction.
It doesn't like
Okay.
eggs. What is it trying to say? It doesn't like eggs?
I just, like, kind of, like, start to do charades where I'm, like, miming, like, Hades is, like, laurel wreath that's on his, like, head, and I'm, like, there.
This is like the classic brave image where the crown, the queen is saying.
And
Yeah.
you guys hear the red-headed bear like just sort of like back away, and like just trying sort of like humming a tune like do 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 woo 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 woo. just like sitting and like trying to get clearly like backed off, not pawing her or anything, but still total attention seeking behavior, and says and although no one else can understand, you guys can just hear this weird tune growling thing, and Cruellen, who like clearly knows Ariel or whatever before, sort of just like goes up to him and climbs on his back, and says, I think I'm safer up here. You guys can head. You can move your tokens in the direction as you see the Queen Mother now has like sort of disappeared from your view.
Yeah, so as we're leaving, as we're walking, I look at Jinjin again. What is happening here? What happened?
Jinjin says, we need to find the princess, and like you see him also sort of like rush behind the Queen Mother, and
Okay. As I'm walking, can I just make sure that I be close to Belle?
yeah.
Because
Yep. So you guys can head into that room.
Belle, you coming?
Yes. I'm just. So DM, I'm gonna also look at Elsa. What is she doing?
She's just sort of like clasped her face in like horror, and she had screamed, and she has anger in her eyes, and she has like I said, she's kind of readied a spell in her hand, and she's like looking around, darting. She seems not concerned about Hades at all, and rushes off like towards the kitchen, like literally like shoulder bumping you passed by, and she's like basically going, and she hisses at you, saying, "If you or that damn beast has done anything to Charming, I'll have your head." And like walks past and like starts going towards the kitchen.
Okay.
Do you want to follow her or go with your friends?
I will definitely go with my friends because I don't
Oh.
trust that bitch. Okay. So
I was like, split the party, split the party.
so while I'm running here, like, I have like my gun to the side. I look at Rapunzel and I see Narco. There is a bear. I tell Rapunzel quickly. I don't know what's happening here, but I think with given a bit of time, I might be able to locate where he is. I whip out this thing, my mirror, seeing like Beast's like happy face for a second before being like, "In a sec, baby," and like quickly swipe it off and cast scurrying. Is
Right.
it
Scry.
scrying? Yeah, scrying.
I'm going to
Scrying
invent a
takes
spell
time.
called scurrying for
I
you, so that
swear
you just
each
like turn
time.
into a tiny rodent and get like double mobility. So you can like scurry.
So I cast scrying, but I think it takes 10 minutes. So I'd say we'll get back.
Yeah, you can ritual cast it, but you need to have something, an item of the other person, or some or a way to fixate on them to get a better sense. But yeah, you can cast it for 10 minutes, no problem.
Maybe some of his blood, like, I guess that's very
Yeah,
Buffy
that's a
the
good idea.
Vampire.
It's on you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah, that is actually a good idea. I would like
Yeah.
possibly is there I'd take a bit of his, maybe like a handkerchief, and like just before running possibly to the other room, just dip it in whatever blood I could have found and just soak it up. I think the garment just helps include a bit more of it, right?
Yeah. Basically, like the target has to make a wisdom save against scrying or something, and
Yeah,
like
minus
i-
10.
if you have an item of theirs, like a body part, which like she said, you can get that. So it's basically, what's your save modifier?
Uh,
Because you know the target, it's fine.
knowledge save. What would a knowledge save? Would it be a wisdom?
Wisdom?
Yeah, it's a wisdom save. So I'll make that save potentially.
Yep.
1 second. Let me roll that, and you can figure it out.
So would that be like, how would I calculate it? Is it just my total wisdom?
No, just tell me. No. You don't make the save.
Oh,
I
yeah,
do.
they
What's
make it. Okay,
your
so it's just
yeah?
wisdom.
What's your casting modifier? Yeah.
And I don't need to contest against it, right?
No.
So
It's
my
fine.
spell casting. Oh, what is my modifier? Is it wisdom or I think it's intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so spell save DC.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that would
right?
be
Yeah, that
intelligence.
it. Yeah. So basically, you're casting it. While you're casting it, sitting there, I'll get back to you. Let's move to the other two. I'll tell you what happens.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
Rapunzel, are you moving in with to where Nark is? Are you going somewhere else? What's your scene?
Yeah, as Belle is about to like sit down to do her scrying thing, I don't know if these are like benches. I just make sure she sits down comfortably. I'm like, okay, be safe, okay? And I start walking towards the other room.
Yeah,
Tuk, tuk,
yeah.
tuk, tuk, clink,
There are some,
clink, clink, clink.
yeah, there are some slight benches, but these two are like sort of staircases that lead to the upper chambers. All right. So you get there, and you can go towards the room. And so what you guys see is, you see the Queen Mother like standing over, looking like, quite angry. You see like Jinjin crouched down, and you see Hades like lying on the ground. Um, you know, it not dead. You can see breathing, but like asleep almost. Like he's just like sleeping, but he's like knocked out on the ground. You don't see any like real sign of injuries, except you kind of see like a little couple of specks of blood on this dagger that he's holding in his hand. But yeah, that's what you see. That's the scene in front of you. What do you guys do, the two of you who are in the room?
I'm gonna be like, excuse me, pass the bear, and I'm trying to, and kind of like get shocked a bit. And then I just
Yeah, static.
oh, am I?
No.
Static?
I'm like the
Okay, okay.
static from the bear phone. Nothing hurts. It's
Yeah.
just like because of the metal and the
Yeah.
you running on a rug and like you feel a bit sad in your mind because there's a bear rug over there and there's a live bear. So you're like, I wonder if this hurts his feelings or her feelings.
We're watching the bear. I'm going to just crouch down beside
Mm.
Hades and just like try to see if there's any way to fix him, cure him.
Are you
Just check
are you
his
trying to do
pulse.
like a medicine check? Are you like
Yeah,
slapping his face? What do you? Okay, so you can roll a medicine check, please. And what are you doing, Nak?
I'm gonna guide
Oh,
myself. Can I do that?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so I'm just seeing Hades. He's on the floor, but he's not dead.
He's
So I
not
think
dead.
I'm gonna lick his face.
Okay.
I'm like,
No one, yeah. No one. You, as you're guiding yourself and praying to your god, you see this bear like sort of nuzzle past you and give one big like slobbery lick with some like flicks of spittle getting on your armor. As and like Hades sort of like turns over and like just like he's there. He's still not awake as such. Why don't you, Nak? Can you roll me an Arcana with advantage?
okay, let's do that. Hang on.
I rolled a 14 on my medicine with the guidance.
Okay, so you can tell he's not physically harmed, but you do see that he's clearly like kind of like in a very deep sort of sedated state. But there's nothing. There doesn't seem to be much wrong with him physically. In your medicine check, you do note like a few scars here and there and stuff, but there doesn't seem to be any fresh wounds. And even like as you feel on his head for any bumps and stuff, you feel a small lump on his head, like he got like thwacked, hit on the back really. But he seems pretty sturdy and thick skulled, so you feel like that's not what put him down. What's your Arcana, Nak?
I got a 16 as my highest.
Okay. And so you, even as a bear, you sort of flop down and you recognize that there is definitely magic involved that has put him in this slumber.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you can do associating as you will, and you see with your medicine check, even with the 16, as like the bear kind of nuzzles and looks around because Nak is familiar with it. As he sort of like tugs or moves the snout, there's a small exposure that happens on the side of his tunic, and you see like a ever so small, like a little bit of a puncture wound that seems pretty fresh.
Okay, I'm gonna turn back into like my human form because I think there's a spell that I have that I can help out.
Okay. Yep. Poof! The bear is gone, and you guys see the lovely hipster Nak sitting on the ground.
Can I cast a spell? Like, is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
So I kind of see that there's magic holding him, so I'm gonna cast spell magic on him.
Okay. So this is a higher than a third level spell.
It's a third level spell. Oh wait, so you mean like the thing that is making him sleep is higher than third level?
It's a roll. So you can just do a roll, add your and so it's a 5th level spell. So you just need to beat a 12.
Okay, so what am I rolling? As in, like, is it Arcana?
You can you can roll. Just roll like your spell casting roll, like with your mod. So you roll wisdom.
My spell casting mod. Okay, cool. Where is my spell casting mod? Okay.
It'll be wisdom, just a straight wisdom, basically.
Oh, okay. Oh wait, that's a wisdom save. Okay, wait. Let me try wisdom here. Okay, so that's a 20.
Yep. So you see like this sort of like sparkly thing appear as this blackish greenish fog almost like lifts off from that puncture wound under his neck as there seems to be magic that gets shattered and displayed as you see like as Hades grabs up and in his startled state, you feel a hand on your throat knock because you came close to casting, and he sort of like pops up and he grabs at your throat. I need you to make athletics check, a grapple against him. Let me see, please.
Athletics?
Yeah, like he'll roll at disadvantage
damn.
because
I think that's fine. Like, my
okay,
athletics is pretty bad.
yeah, but he rolls at disadvantage because he's startled and just like grabbing at things, but he's also really, really strong.
Yeah.
So let me roll. Okay, he rolled bad. That's not bad. He rolled at like a 10. What did you roll?
I rolled a 6.
Oh, okay. So as you're caught in your throat and you're like, you take and his hand sort of like squeezes a bit. You take 2 points of sort of bludgeoning damage, just minus 2 HP. As he's just sort of startled, and like he lets you go like almost immediately as he realizes and looks very disoriented and like kind of like almost like throws that knife that's in his hand. And for the first time, like you hear him speak saying, what's going on? And he's like still just sitting on the floor, looking startled, as you see the Queen Mother advance on him like angrily, and you see like a spell whip out from her hand, and he gets thrown back with a blast of force against the wall, and you can, and it hurts him as the Queen Mother is like glaring down at him, and he's like, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. As you see her like put her hand up in the air ready to like blast him again.
Step in between them.
And she like yeah, and okay. As you do that, let me see, what's your AC with your shield and everything?
20.
Okay.
Nice.
Where is it? Let's see.
I'm like, we can talk about this or sing about this.
That's fine. Ooh, how is that a 20? Okay, so so the 20 hit him. 14 does not hit you, as the second blast of like clearly energy, and you feel it whiz past you, and it like bounces off your shield and doesn't hit you, and you've definitely protected him from getting hit again. And you see Jinjin come to and says, we need to find Prince Charming. And he calls like, and he's like, guards, get him. And you see like these guards like sort of like pour in ready to take like Hades, who is now like, who stands up and like and like you feel like he grows in size almost, as he's like no one touch me, as he like draws out his like battle axe and like looks down at the guards who like clearly don't want to like attack this guy, and the Queen Mother just like in a huff leaves him to deal with it and starts like walking out with like Jinjin frantically following her to go and find the Prince Charming while leaving the guards to capture Hades. What do you do?
I look at Narc. I'm like, can you deal with him? I don't trust that woman.
Yeah. Do you want me to deal with Hades?
I mean,
and like the 4 guards, or like
the 4 guards?
Basically, there's a bunch of guards that have come to arrest Hades, and Hades like, I'm gonna kill you guys, and he's like super pissed off and angry and like ready to like slash at them. He didn't seem willing to attack his mother, but he's definitely like now like spoiling for a fight to like kick these guards' asses. So you rush after the Queen Mother, right? Yeah, and you see her sort of like brushing past Belle, who's still like focusing and muttering on something, and running into like the kitchen.
Okay,
area.
So I'm assuming these guards they're wearing metal armor, right?
Yep, they are.
I'm gonna cast heat metal on one of them.
One of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just gonna first degree burn.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So I'll say you do it at the guard captain, who's right up front, and you cast heat metal as immediately like the guy said, and he's like, and you hear like a chilling thing as he's like frantically like trying to move his armor, and he's out of commission in essence, and like just moves to the side as like Hades like growls, like looks at you, realizes you're not gonna arrest him, and then goes like and like rushes at the other two and takes one swipe, completely like hits this other guy into the wall, and like this other guy also gets like smashed to the other side. So now like one is like sort of like melting and on fire, and two of them have been like knocked prone on either side, and like he's just like waiting for the other guy to like do something. So there's two more left, and now it's their turn. They're focused on Hades. They're ignoring you for now. The ones who got knocked down just like take a step up and like and one rushes over to help his like burning captain like take off more metal as he's slowly getting melted to death, and his hands also take some damage. Can you roll damage for the heat metal?
Oh yeah, I was scared I might kill him.
You are definitely probably going to kill him if you don't eliminate this spell in like 2 rounds.
Oh, actually, that's not too bad,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, 8 hit points. Like, that's a pretty low roll.
Okay, yeah, so the guard melting take 8 points of damage, and the other one, like, as he's, like, pulling the metal also takes, like, a quarter of that, so it takes 2 points. That's those two guys' turn. And I'll say they get some of the armor off, but not all, clearly, because it takes a long time to pull off armor, as your very heavily armored friend knows. And so the one other guard who like stood up is like, "Hey, you, stop that!" And he's gonna like try and take like a swipe at you to try and like shoo you away, like not with a sharp end, just like the blunt end of his shield. He's gonna try to shove you.
Okay.
So
is that a opposed check or something?
Yeah. So that's like athletics versus athletics.
Okay. There's so much
you
athletics.
You have to beat. Well, you got into freaking physical combat with guard. That's why there's athletics.
Okay. That's right.
If you were a bear, you would have been like just able to barrel through them. But yeah. So you have to beat a 13.
I got a 21.
Yeah. So you like this guy like he tries to like shove you down and you don't, and you like go like roar. You forget you're not a bear, but you sort of like imbue this bear-like energy, and you just like stand your ground. And this like tottering guard who was knocked out by this, Hades kind of comes to and just comes forth. And the other two are going to make the stupid decision to try and grapple Hades because they don't know if they're allowed to hit the prince or whatever. So let's do an athletics check. Wow, a 3 versus a 23. Yep, I would say that grapple fails so badly that this guy is just like dangling off Hades' arm, and he like shakes them like a ragged doll till he like just drops down. And the second one, okay, Hades rolled shit. So the second one manages to like grapple him for now, like one side of his arm, so preventing him from moving about. But like when you see the rage in Hades' eyes, you're like, I think he's just gonna swat that one in his turn. And yeah, it's back to the turn order. What do you do? Are you keeping heat metal? Are you gonna melt the guy some more? He still has his armor on.
No, I don't want to keep heat metal on. I want to just get sort of a distraction, like and help Hades like battle through it. So I'm not gonna keep it on. But yeah, so I'm in combat with Hades essentially. So my 2 other friends have run off. Okay, what should I do? Okay, so is there a guard that's close to me?
Yeah, there's one guy who tried to like shove you, so he's like standing right there within 5 feet.
I'm gonna just flavor, like, I have this cantrip called Poison Spray, but I'm just gonna be like, it's my bad breath after waking up. So I'm like going to just try and like Poison Spray, aka bad breath him. He has to do a con save of 16.
Amazing. You just go like halitosis.
Yeah, I'm just like.
Or one of those reverse toothpaste ads, like do a dance and come close up to your face and just like.
Beanie power.
Yeah, he fails that, like completely fails that. As you like see him cough and be like, and like almost like starts retching.
Oh no. I'm like, listen, buddy, we don't have to do this.
What's the damage?
13.
Okay, he's pretty hurt.
Would I be coming into initiative if I see these guards here?
Yeah. Like because of your 10-minute thing, I didn't want to break the spell, but I'll be like, it takes like 5-6 minutes from all of this.
Okay.
You can choose to pause scrying. I know normally it doesn't work that way, but I'll be like, okay, you can pause the scrying if you want to like help her out. That's fine. You can take your turn right after her if you want.
Got it.
But it doesn't seem like, all you see, because she's in the room, all you see is like Hades, like sort of like, you sort of in the corner where I see him like shaking this guard. You don't know what happened. You don't know the blasting. You're just like, what? Like, I mean,
Yeah, actually-
Hades does not look scared whatsoever. He just looks like he's just like, flailing and punching things. And unless Rapunzel like told you something to you, you're just like, this is just a noisy, annoying thing. Like, why should I?
Yeah, I actually, while I was running by the staircase back towards the queen, I will just kind of like lean over the staircase, and I know that she's smart enough to make sure she's concentrating while hearing me. I'll be like, I'll say, I asked Narc to talk to Hades and calm him down, and I'm just, everything's gonna be fine. I lost that queen, and I start running up. So I'm just following.
I'm just hearing like armor going upstairs. It's hilarious.
I'm just gonna stay here. I'm not going to move too far away from the line of sight with all my friends.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to watch where they are going.
They went into the kitchen.
Wait, I thought the kitchen was downstairs.
No,
Or
yeah,
was
like
it-
there was a small step. Yeah, so you don't see the kitchen, but that's where they are in essence. Like,
Okay. Understood.
and yeah, cool. Okay, so that's you, Belle. Are you going to get involved? Are you going to continue like your scry?
I don't know if I don't.
Because with your concentration in your books, and the beast, you're used to like focusing amid chaos. So it's totally your call.
I feel like this won't be the last fight we will have here. So I'm going to hold back certain things.
Cool.
But I'm going to, I think, use my action to just shout out, maybe for like to have, in a 6-second mark, just shout out to like Knock and be like, Knock? Are you there?
Yes.
What's happening? Who are there?
Well, there are a bunch of guards that are weirdly attacking Hades, who's the prince here. Like, I don't know, the hierarchy seems a little bit off. Like, I kind of want to speak to the manager, but like, I think we have to deal with these guards first.
And okay,
You can use movement if you want to go closer, or you're like, this is too noisy and move away. Like, you have your movement. You use your action to have this conversation with Narc amid like her. But did you drop heat metal? Otherwise, that guy will take damage. It's
No,
fine
I
if you
dropped
want to-
it.
Oh, you
I
dropped
dropped it
Okay, cool.
because I was just like, okay, I don't want to kill anyone. I just want to make a point that you can't win this fight, dude.
Yeah.
So, like,
Okay.
do you think like each round,
You-
like the guards can roll like a morale check to see if they
Yeah, no,
want to
you
keep
can
fighting us?
you can try to. So like Hades is intimidating as shit anyway, but you can use your action to try and persuade or intimidate them to like stop, like diplomatic kind of thing. Like you can talk to them or you can scare them, and then they can. And based on how well you roll, it depends on if they give up fighting or not.
Okay, my persuasion is pretty bad. Okay, sorry. What are you saying? Chima?
Oh yeah, persuasion. That's actually a good idea. What's my persuasion? Oh damn it. I shout to the guards this time, like, why are you after her? The real princess that you need to be after is in the other room. That Ice Queen, she killed the Prince Charming.
Okay, roll a deception check.
What's my deception?
Because you don't believe that, do you?
I
like you
don't.
don't really.
I
So roll a
don't.
deception check.
Oh god, okay. Please. Oh no! It's just a 7.
Yeah, you hear the guards scoff and be like, huh, like we'd believe you over our queen. You're supporting the murderer, you must be with them. And like, you see one of the guards that like Hades shook off on the ground, like turn around and sort of like look at you and like take out these handcuff like things, looking like he's gonna arrest you also.
Is like
So
Hades like succeeding at any of his intimidation checks? Just like
he's not trying to intimidate them. He's using his actions to like double attack and like whack them, and he doesn't care about intimidating. He's just like trying to hurt them because he was
Okay.
enraged by his like mom Eldritch Blast like smacking him into the wall.
Oh my god.
But like
I think me knowing that like Nak is in trouble right now and knowing that I'm in like shit as well, I'm gonna be like, okay, and I'm just like, you know what? I tell the guard, the only one who can put cuffs on me is Beast, okay? And we have our own time in the dungeon. And I take like a right and run back to the dining room looking for what's his name? Arian. Because
who's a bear and with
much-
Cruellen riding on top of him, and they're just like eating more food and not giving a shit.
I'm just like, Arian. I don't know, DM, if you'll allow me this time, but I'm going to be like, Arian, Knock needs your help, okay, desperately.
And you guys immediately see this bear, like she immediately sees this bear thing, and you hear Cruellen be like, whoa there, as like he barrels past you, like dashing towards this, and like goes on his paws, dropping like Cruellen to the side, like, "Whoa!" And let's see if he intimidates this poor guard. Bear. What do I roll for bear intimidation? Charisma? You know what? I don't want to pull up a bear stat. Do you have your bear stat? Can you roll for the bear?
Okay, cool. So like I think it's like maybe charisma's -2. I don't know.
Oh my god.
No,
Your strength.
roll strength. Because he's like
Let's
trying to be
try
like,
strength.
"Ah."
Okay, 16. That's not too
Yeah,
bad.
he like scares the guard, and this guy drops the handcuff and be like, they don't fucking pay me enough, and like just like runs up the stairs and exits this fight.
It's one guard. Now we're left with like 3.
And like the bear continues to like growl, and Cruellen just like sits up and he's like, oh, stupid. And then like sees Hades like holding on to the guards and says, whoa, my man, why so why so angry? Why so serious? And he is going to because let's see, he's actually, for all said and done, he's fairly 1 second, why is this 1 minute? Oh, sorry, I don't have my spell slot ready. So you see him basically cast. So he mutters something and says, why so serious? It's time to laugh a little. As this guard that's next, the guard who's like burnt and was ready to like fight Hades again, the guard captain suddenly like doubles up and just starts laughing uncontrollably as Cruellen just like smirks slightly and says, well, glad someone has a sense of humor, as this guard is completely just like rolling on the floor laughing, and his friend is looking completely like bewildered and confused over like why his captain, who's like half melted, is like busy laughing now, and he's just like help, but continues to like laugh uncontrollably and is virtually incapacitated. And that's how these two guys seem to be quote unquote helping in this fight. And so this guy in essence is just like laughing uncontrollably. This guy is like focusing on him. Nak, you have what do you have? You have your action now, and then it's Hades' turn, who seems to be getting ready to like bash the skull of the guard that's next to you.
Okay, so how many guards are left? Like 1, 2, 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's one in front of me. I think like maybe I'll also like give him bad breath as well, like again. But I won't try and kill him. So like, if this hit like takes him to 1 HP, then yeah, sure, why not?
Mm-hmm.
And
it's
like,
the same before, right?
Yeah, it's the same DC of 16.
Yeah, he fails.
And oh dear, that's an 18, which is a lot.
Wait, poison spray, is that isn't it a Cantrip?
It's a
scales
cantrip.
based on level. So I think when you
Oh
reach level
wow.
5, you're
That's a lot of damage. I was just like, yeah, you see him like just like pass out like in the ground. Like
Okay,
he's
as
not
long as
dead,
he's
but he's like
yeah.
just like twitching uncontrollably. And I'll say in essence he's like out of this fight. And like
Okay, cool.
Hades, like some slight disappointment happens, and he like goes here. Do you tell him anything? Do you advise him not to kill? Do you say
I'm
anything to
like,
him?
hey, just scare them into not fighting with you. I think that's more manly than actually fighting them.
Roll a persuasion for Hades. Like you've been his
think-
friend, so you'll have advantage against to persuade him.
I mean, like, my persuasion is pretty low. It's like 20.
Well,
it's just +1.
yeah, his intelligence is not
16.
that great. Yeah, that's fine. He sort of like grunts towards you, and like he like crouches down and like bares his teeth at this guard who and his laughing partner next, saying, "Do you still want to arrest me, or do
Like,
you want to
literally,
live?"
I took
Like,
someone out
literally.
with my bad breath. Like, don't do this.
Like, so he basically like bends over the guards and he's like, like arrest me and die, or like walk away and live kind of thing. And let's see, he rolled an intimidation of drum roll for my dice. Let's see, stupid dice. Come on, do something good. Is that a nat 1? Is that a nat 1? No.
Do your dice roll, so I have no idea.
No, I know. I'm just like asking because it looked like a 7. No, that it wasn't. It's a. Oh my god, he was not. It was like a 8. Even with advantage, it's an 8. He didn't intimidate them, and so when he realizes that like fails, he's just gonna like bonus action, like just like sort of like clunk, like hit the guy's like helmet and start walking away. And let me just roll to see if that guard tries to take an opportunity attack. Nope, he doesn't. So Hades sort of like starts walking away, like ignoring nods at Cruallen and like, oops, sorry, and like brushes past the bear, and like you feel like he sort of like sniffs or like looks in the air a little bit and starts like rushing upstairs.
I'm gonna follow Hades, like, and I tell the girls, like, come on, he seems to know where he's going.
Okay. As you walk past, you see the bear try to give you like a bear hug. So like,
Oh my god. Like, can I do what is this? What is the check I need to do?
Oh my
to
god,
avoid
a
this?
grapple against a bear. Like you versus the bear stats. This is not gonna go well.
Okay, wait, what
you
is
roll
it?
for both.
Athletics?
Roll for both. Yes, it's athletics of you and athletics of the bear. So like strength of the bear against strength of you.
Okay, cool. Let's try. Strength of the bear. 10. Okay, that's not too bad. Strength of me. Oh, wow, just nice. I push him away.
Amazing.
Okay,
10
as
and
you
11.
hug, as you get hugged, as you see Hades move away, and Belle, you hear her like call out or whatever. And now we're out of initiative. You guys can. Nak is here and just sort of like is able to point to the stairs as she's enveloped in this bear hug, literally. All right. So you followed the Queen Mother. Now that you see that it's calming down Rapunzel, you can follow some more if you want.
Yeah. I wanted to go towards the kitchen to see what's happening inside.
Yeah, and you see again. So like they're just moving past things, and you see like the Queen Mother muttering something, and like Jinjin has like his eyes sort of glazed over, as if like looking and seeing something. Like there's a pathway forward. Like that they know something, they know where they're going, and the Queen Mother sort of is looking confused right now, as is Jinjin, and they're in this like storeroom kind of thing. As that's what you see right now. Do you say anything? Do you?
Yeah, I follow and I say I go up close to the Queen Mother.
Hmm?
What is here? What is here?
And like you see, like, the coldness in her eyes. She's definitely agitated, like she's worried. That part is genuine. And you hear a voice in your head saying, it sounds a little raspy, and it's in your head. What languages do you speak, Rapunzel?
Celestial, Common, and Sylvan.
Yeah, so you hear in Sylvan, like what would father people just sound like, like whispers, and you hear it say that there's like her eyes gesture towards here, which you see are sort of markings of a teleportation circle that seem to be hidden in the storeroom. And like they're looking about, and Jinjin steps in, and you hear her saying, something came or left in Sylvan in your head.
Okay. I am going to.
And Elsa's like, "Ugh, just go back to your scruffy friends, you metal brat," and like just like tries to
Yeah.
brush you off, and her eyes like glow as you and you see the Queen Mother's hand sort of like as she looks like she's just gonna blast that circle, or like blast a giant like icy wave to destroy it in her like frantic search for the prince. And just as it like leaves her fingertips, you see the Queen Mother just raise a hand, not even looking at Elsa, and like it disappears. And like Elsa looks really shaken up and embarrassed slightly and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. I'm just worried for Charming. I didn't mean to try and destroy your home or evidence or whatever you think." And like she looks sheepish, and just like you can see her like rubbing her hands a little bit, and you recognize it clearly as the Queen Mother has very deftly and very easily prevented a pretty powerful spell from being cast. And you understand in that moment why people fear her a little bit, because you know that countering magic as powerful as Elsa's requires a lot more power than that. So
Okay.
you that's what happens in that storeroom as they're looking around. Do you want to investigate the teleportation circle?
Yeah, I'll go towards the teleportation circle and I'll say, "Do you mind if I check this out?"
She like nods her head, and you can see like Jinjin's eyes are glowing as he himself is making his own investigation as well. So you can have advantage on an investigation check if you like.
Sure, I will do that.
But yeah.
Investigation.
Belle, you're up next if you want to decide what you're doing. And you can go and like poke the bear to release her, or like try to make the bear let her go.
I mean, I'm not
versus
grappled
Maya.
by the bear. I ran.
No,
run
you're
to
not
check.
grappled. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, he just slowed you down a bit, like gave you a hug, so you lost sight of the dashing Hades like a little bit, but you know where he went. Yeah, what did you roll? Investigation.
I
with
rolled a
advantage?
18 at an advantage.
Okay. So that's good, and you definitely like as you feel it and you touch the warmth and you see, you're like, yes, this was definitely used, and you remember, you're like and you get a sense that the agitation, a lot of it is about a circle like this, takes time. Typically it takes over a year to kind of build such a, and it was hidden and things. So your heart sinks a bit, as or whatever, you feel a little bad when you realize that it's definitely someone who has, this is Hades Palace maybe, but it's definitely someone who is in the castle day in and day out, or who is from here. And a little bit you get a sense of while attacking, you understand why you think the Queen Mother may have attacked her own son to some extent, because the teleportation circle etched in here and hidden in a storeroom indicates that someone within the palace has definitely created it. But your investigation also reveals that it doesn't seem to have been it was used recently, but more of from a incoming, like the footsteps and all of that. You see that in the dust patterns, other than your own scuffles, there was no feet going towards it. There were some scuffles like coming out from it, not so much like entering in itself. So that's what you get. Ponder on that what you will. Let's get back to Belle. What do you do?
Firstly, has it been 10 minutes?
Yeah, I'll say like you're out of initiative. It's been about 10 minutes, and in your vision, because when you're scrying, you can't see regular things, right? So you just like you stop and like you see this thing, and you're able to see around the
Person,
subject, right?
yeah.
In essence, around the person, and so you and only you see what is like it's in the corner of the map. You see this like bedroom kind of area, and
Okay.
in the reflection of a large mirror you see like charming on the ground in a pool of blood,
Oh my
not
gosh.
moving.
Okay. Would I have any indication or idea as to how to get there, or have I ever been in this?
So you've not been in this part of the palace, but
Mhm.
like judging from the flooring, can you roll me your investigation as well, or a perception, whichever one you prefer, to see
Yeah,
how much you can glean, because clearly the target is not moving and so you are limited to your scry.
got it. So I'm gonna go with investigation, and that is uh, 21.
Okay, fantastic. So looking at the flooring and the walls and all, you notice that it's a very similar pattern to, it's definitely in the castle and in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And can you hear also what's going on around you?
Let me just see the details of the spell. I
Um,
think I
I
can.
think you might be able to hear. Hold on a fail say. Uh, since,
You can see and hear through the sensor as if you
yeah,
were there. It moves with the
yeah.
target.
Yeah, so the sensor is on the, and you hear these voices that are coming from you, like you swear you hear the voice of like Rapunzel, or and you hear the words like "I'm sorry," like spat out by like Elsa, because I'll say this is happening a little bit in parallel.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a sense, and it's very very muffled though, but you're like you know the voice of Elsa as much as you wish you didn't. You can recognize the tone and the timbre very easily, so you get a sense that it's somewhere near where they are and near the house. And judging by the direction where they go, and you're a very intelligent person, you are like, okay, he's somewhere on this floor. He's just in a different room.
Okay.
So yeah,
Did I happen to see Rapunzel run in front of me while,
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, then
You saw
I'm.
her go towards the kitchen and everything, but
Got it.
you would get a sense, yeah.
So putting two and two together, I'm going to make my way to the kitchen first.
Mm-hmm.
Still like looking at my mirror like it's some nanny cam,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I will reach here. Of course, I will. Oh, Rapunzel's up ahead. I will
Mm-hmm.
see. I will first stand near the door. I don't want to alert the queen
Mm-hmm.
mother yet that I know where her son might be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I see
Do you have
some.
message or something? You can message Rapunzel if you want.
Yes, I'd actually.
Oh yeah, you do it. You do have it. I gave it to you as part of the mirror, so you can
Yeah.
send her a message if you like. Go ahead.
So I'd look at Rapunzel and then I'd be like, Rapunzel. Oh my god, I was gonna say Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your golden hair. And then wrong time.
Wrong
So
time.
I go, Rapunzel, I think Charming, I think he's somewhere around us. I have a way to see him. He seems to be in the castle. He seems to be bleeding profusely. I'm not sure where he is, but I could hear you speak. So I'm assuming he's somewhere around us. Maybe in a parallel room, possibly. I don't know how many words a message can take, but I will go for it.
Like 25. So you can send a couple of messages, and you can whisper back if you like. There's a chance Jinjin will hear you, but no one else is close enough.
I will say, oh, I've been here for some time now. I'm just looking
Wait,
at
her
this
voice.
circle.
There we go.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm just
you cut
looking
out
at
for a
this.
bit.
I'll whisper. I'll whisper, but I'm not whispering right now. But I'll say I've been looking at this
Hello.
circle for some time. Can you hear me?
Can you hear us, Pooja?
Yeah, I can are you
Wait,
guys?
I can't hear anyone suddenly. Why?
Oh,
Sorry,
what?
sorry.
It's
Oh
okay.
no.
Um,
Pooja casts deafness on herself.
yeah, no, I got it. I got it now. My
Okay.
headphone got pulled out. Yeah. So I'll assume you replied something, and
Yeah.
you guys, yeah.
I was just saying that I'll whisper to her
Mm-hmm.
that I'm just looking at this circle. Seems like footsteps leading outwards. Like yeah, I'll only say things which
Hmm.
even if he hears
Yeah.
won't do. And
Yeah,
I
like
will.
basically you're trying to make it seem like you're just thinking out loud. Okay,
Yes,
cool.
yes, yes, yes. And I will while this is happening, while I'm looking down on the ground, I want to try something. I want to do divine sense.
Okay.
Amazing. Okay.
So as an action, I until
Mm-hmm.
the end of my next turn, I can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Yeah. Is it all of them, or you have to pick which one?
No, no, I know I can sense anything. Know the
Okay, cool.
location of any thing within.
That's not under total cover, is it?
That's not under total cover. Yes, not
Okay,
behind
cool.
total cover.
So as soon as you cast this, and the Queen Mother is distracted, and Jinjin just steps up and says, uh, like he sort of like he looks at the Queen Mother, and like they don't say anything, and then you hear Elsa saying like, "What? Why is everyone leaving?" As the Queen Mother just like steps past you, Belle, and starts walking away, and Jinjin, uh, as he passes you, Belle, can you feel a? Can you roll me a perception, please?
That'll be a 12.
Okay. So you feel like you his hand just sort of like brushes past you a bit, but you don't make too much of it. But you feel like a small. You feel like something was put in your pocket, even though he doesn't acknowledge it, and he just walks away, and he looks back and says, "Hades is upstairs," and uh, and he seems to be like and they're exiting for now, and Elsa's like, wait, and like just like get out of my way, and sort of like shoves you and like shoo, and just like stomps off behind, and they start they're out of the kitchen, and they're moving in a particular direction. You see them sort of like that they're moving in the hallway direction with the Queen Mother in the lead. Rapunzel, I'll get back to you about your sensing. Nak, what are you doing? You got out of the bear
So
hug, you're following, but yeah, what are you doing? You see them
I think
walking down the passage. Like you see Elsa and these two sort of stomp off and like start walking rapidly.
okay. So let's see. I think Hades has gone somewhere else, right? Like he's
Yeah, he's
moved
running
this way.
the stairs. Yeah, he'll be in like a different part of the map, like the next page. If you want to follow him immediately, you'll be on a different map.
Okay. I don't want to like split up the party just yet. I think I'll just follow through and walk past like Elsa, Jinjin, and the Queen Mother and see if I notice anything strange about them.
Okay, so roll me again. If it's about, do you want to? Are you worried about their motivations? Are you trying to gauge their emotions? Because insight would be about how they're feeling, what you think they're doing, and perception would be if they're physically doing something strange, or like you're noticing maybe something they have on them. So whatever you choose to roll.
I think I'll do a perception just to like see if they're doing anything weird.
Okay.
Oh, it's an 8. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, they seem just a little agitated, and you don't notice anything specific. You just notice like Elsa like fluffing about and distracting you from your view of the Queen Mother, and she's cast like these dancing lights that are like basically distracted you from your otherwise great perception, which is
Yeah.
sort of leading the way and lighting the way a little bit, as everyone seems to be looking at the floor and the walls frantically as if looking for clues. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Anything else? Do you say anything to them as you brush past, or? walk
Um,
past or anything.
maybe I'd be like, hey, where are you guys going?
And Jinjin says, and just Jinjin like sort of like indicates his head a little bit and says, the prince. And like you get a sense that they're going towards where they think or somehow know Charming is. And I'll get back to you in a second. Rapunzel, a chill goes down your spine as you sense, because there are some windows and stuff here, and you sense like quite a few like undead as if outside. What where normally guys you see like they seem to be a lot. Like you definitely sense like at least a dozen undead right outside the castle. Nothing inside. Nothing like in the hallway or because there are windows and there's and these are thinner walls, but nothing immediately around you. But through the window, like a chill goes down as you remember something people in the order had said to you.
Yeah.
And the undead, they based on your movement, but they are moving in a very very sort of regularized, synchronized pattern, almost like patrolling or marching. And But like as you circle, it's like you lost count, and you're just like, why are so many approaching? Why are they just sort of like moving about? But there's definitely a lot of undead outside. And you want to move around a little bit and see if you can sense anything else, like you can.
Yeah, I want to as soon as this happens, like there's this chill on the back of my head and I look up at Belle and I'm like with a bit of panic and I start heading towards Belle to tell her what's the situation. Also because I still want to keep an eye on where the Queen Mother is going. So as I am traveling towards, so I mean, there was a chill. I look back at the window, and I feel this presence. Look at Rapunzel. Sorry, I look at Belle, and I just walk towards Belle, and I'm like, there are loads of undead outside. I just whisper in her ear.
As you're here, again through this other window, you sense this darkness, almost as if it is coming out from that very innocuous fountain. Like you can this something not of this world over there. So. As beautiful and welcoming and as warm as the castle is, as you move past and you have this detection field up, you feel like it's the exact opposite outside of here. Okay, so now you guys are together. The Queen Mother and stuff is going to keep moving. Nak, are you following them? Is everyone else following them? I'm going to just move us to the next.
I'm going to quickly maybe peep into the room and tell Rap and Belle I think I'm going to follow the Queen Mother and see where they're going. So yeah, so they know where I am, and then follow them.
I'm gonna when she just gives us a heads up, I'm gonna tell her the same. I'm pretty sure that Prince Charming is somewhere here, quite close to us. I have him on the mirror here. Be careful. He seems to be in a pool of blood. Take care of yourself.
Okay.
And loads of undead outside. Sorry, loads of undead outside.
Is being undead outside a natural occurrence in this kingdom, or is it just
I mean, the undead sometimes exist, but there's a congregation of so many outside a palace without it seeming like a threat. Like, it's not like people chill with the undead. So it is definitely weird that, the guards that rushed in and were helping you were clearly living. And so to have like a bunch of undead, like she's saying, when there's loads of undead around a castle, unless without it being seeming like it's an attack or something, is definitely strange.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Based
cool.
on my suspicion of the Queen Mother, I'm just going to follow the Queen Mother too. And while I'm following, I'm just gonna almost flip like my pan. I'm just gonna play with my pan, be ready to swing any moment. That I'm just so antsy right now.
I'm also gonna keep a keen eye. I'm gonna follow both of them. Still, since I hate Elsa so much. I'm not gonna go anywhere near her. Let's stay at the back of the back. Keep
Uh,
an eye on
and
my mirror and try to see if in the next 10 minutes whether I can hear the voices in front, like from the Queen
yeah,
Mother coming
so
through
you
the mirror
hear
instead.
there's a piercing sound that comes out of the mirror, which again is Elsa screaming like, "Oh no!" Like she screams and it's like, "No, wake up, Charming!" And like there's panic in her voice, and the Queen Mother, you just hear breathing, you don't hear any voices, and Jinjin like
Okay.
you see like him crouched like what is on the blood, and you're like, and he's like, young master, wake up. um as the as basically it seems like Charming is lying like dead in a pool of blood,
Oh no.
and the Queen Mother is, you see around that area, like seems unwavering, but like her hand is clutching the table, which you recognize as a sign of support,
Mm-hmm.
as they're looking at what seems to be the dead body of Charming, which stabbed right through the heart.
My God, he's dead. Okay. I'm gonna be quite scared. I'm gonna run up to Rapunzel and say, and quickly, I think they haven't reached them yet, right?
Yeah, no, because Elsa is like straight up blocking that room, and you guys see. Hold on, I need to roll this wild magic surge because of her
Ooh,
panic.
no.
Oh, wild magic sorcerer. Very
Fireball.
interesting, Elsa. Very interesting.
As
Yeah, I'm gonna tell
okay,
these guys in the. It's like, guys, keep away from the door. Prince Charming's inside and he's dead. There seems to be a knife through his arm.
oh my god, this is hilarious. What happened? So you guys see, like suddenly there's icicles that appear, like the floor starts freezing and everything. As she puts her hand to her face and like, ah, Charming, and in her panic, there's this explosion of like energy around her. And as she leaves her hand, like these icicles have left what is like a frosty, feathery beard all over her face, of
Nice.
Oh,
this magic that she's like now frantically like trying to remove, and like waving at her hands and just let it go, I can't do this anymore. And like clearly it has had some unintentional side effects of having her grow a icicle beard on her face.
oh my God! If
uh
I could only
but
have a camera. If I only had a camera right now.
yeah,
Hold it
and
again.
and yeah, and so this is, you guys find it, and this is the body, and the Queen Mother seems to be composing herself, and she sits down, puts her hand on her son, and you see her eyes go black, as and like a weird sound like emitting from her throat, like just like guttural sounds,
Mm-hmm.
as suddenly the and if you want, you guys can make an Arcana check before anyone who wants to, because she's
Yeah.
Oh
clearly
yeah,
casting a spell.
I want to make 2 Arcana checks, but I hurled off my second.
Okay,
I got a 23.
yeah.
11
So
total.
yeah, you reckon so. Belle is just like startled and too busy laughing at the Elsa frozen beard, and conflicted between laughing at that and feeling sad, even though he was a creep, like someone clearly was murdered here or whatever. Is you reckon Nak? You recognize her casting "Speak with the Dead" on the prince.
Oh.
Uh,
Okay, like I told you guys, I'm like, guys, she's having a seance for her dead son. Let's keep vigilant about this. This could go sideways really quick.
and
While she's
mhm.
while the Queen Mother is doing this, I want to quickly like walk in the room and just look around for any signs of what might have happened.
Sure, you can investigate that, and immediately, like you notice something, and the Queen Mother sort of like gasps and looks like shocked and angry and really distressed, as you recognize this immediately. Nak, the spell didn't work, and
That didn't work. Okay.
it didn't work on this on, and you guys can, and I will say, because of your role, Nak, why don't you look up the Speak with the Dead spell? I don't want to say anything else, and you might be able to glean why it didn't work, but it didn't work, and you see the queen, like you see now really distressed. You see like these tears kind of coming down her face a bit as she doesn't seem to be knowing what anything, and she locks eyes with Jinjin, who just says at once and like holds her hand, and they disappear, like they poof away.
What?
Okay, so you speak with the dead grants like the semblance of life and intelligence to a corpse of your choice within the range, allowing it to answer questions you pose. I guess if it didn't work, that means like he's undead. Like, is he a zombie?
Probably.
But you can tell your team and y'all can think about it. But what did you roll for your investigation?
I rolled a nat 1, so that's an 8.
You're like, he's dead. There's a dead body in this room, guys. There's a dead body in this room. My books have taught me this. I recognize a dead body. And like, that's what she's saying. And when Elsa looks at you and says, idiot, and like huffs at you.
He's dead.
Where?
Totally dead.
Where did they go?
Who?
Wait, hang on. I'm just gonna tell like my party that I think he's might be a zombie, which is why the spell didn't work.
I'll cast Divine Sense again
That's a good idea.
immediately.
Okay. You don't sense anything beyond, like, except again outside the windows. You do sense some undead and anything, and you don't sense that from him.
Oh,
Can I do another Arcana check to be like, okay, it's magic that brought him here. I'm wondering if like it's magic that killed him or made undead. Like, do you think an Arcana check could like
Yeah,
shed
you
some
can do
light on
you
that?
you can do an Arcana check for sure.
Oh, that's
I'm
only an
gonna try.
11.
I'm gonna try healing him a bit.
Okay, sure.
Put my 2 points of lay on hands on him.
Sure.
Let's see if.
So you see some of the wounds like closing up around the around him, like his handsome face that was slashed and stuff. He doesn't come back to life that way, but it's definitely like melding the skin, and between that and your divine sense, you're like, okay, he's not undead. But I'll say when you put your lay on hands on him, and even with the Arcana 11, you sense that there is some like weird magic around this body right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to walk over to him
Mm-hmm.
and touch his body
Mm-hmm.
and try to identify what might be wrong with him.
The identify spell.
Yeah, it says if you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
All right, that's a great use. All right, so you cast identify. You guys see her like find a non-bloody part, put her hands, and you sense there's illusion magic on this body. You can see through this. There's major illusion that has been cast.
What?
It is actually not the. It is not the prince. It is. It seems to be. Not even really it seems to be unfortunately like masking. You can't say what, but it is illusion magic and major illusion that has been cast over this. It's very convincing, very powerful, but what is underneath is a different person or creature of sorts.
Oh, but would I? This is more of like a game question. Since I used, oh my god, I was going to say scurrying again. Okay. Since I used that spell and I know that it would affect the person.
It's the so the person, you get a sense that it affects you. Would get a little confused because you're like, he was here and then he is gone, like it, and your scry spell has faded,
Right,
obviously,
yeah, the scry
by
spell
by
is-
this time, and even as you try to look at it, saying you saw him, it was dispelled, and then somewhere there's been a switch that happened. And whether he did the switch or someone else, this is a very elaborate plan. And you see even around the body itself, you see the cloak of the prince, you see some of the clothes, you see maybe that point that was associated. And maybe this is out, like maybe this is a homebrew thing, but I was like, okay, when you cast it, he was there, and it fixated to a point, and whatever that was fixated to got left behind, because you can
So
see his armor and cloak and all of that is in place. There's
I
a lot of his
wouldn't.
items here,
I
but
wouldn't.
he is no longer there.
Would I assume whether he's actually still in the room, but maybe invisible?
You could definitely do that. Why don't you roll a, because you thought of this, why don't you roll a perception check with advantage?
Okay. Perception is. Oh, it's not too bad. Okay.
Or an investigation, actually. Why don't you roll an investigation? Because that's better. Yeah, with advantage.
Oh, amazing. So
Oh, nice.
that is 25.
Yeah. So you don't see him,
Okay.
but you gleam like through the faintest dust and these small droplets of blood. They were footsteps that were exiting out of the room, and from and you remember past, as with all the commotion and Elsa and that wispy magic of fluff, that there was a small outline of almost like a figure that passed you that you ignored at that time, but something definitely left the room around the time you guys entered, and you get a sense that your intuition of he was here but he was not the body was accurate, and immediately you begin to wonder why this was even done.
Oh, interesting.
Like, do you tell this to us, Belle?
You just see, you guys from your perspective, until she opens her mouth, you see her like cast something, touch the body, like move her hand back, like look confused, and then like put her face to the ground and mutter something, and like then look at the door, and then like wave her hands and like was like poof poof. Like you see this like weird pantomime, and you're a bit concerned, Nark, that she is under some sort of spell herself and is acting crazy. While Elsa just like is like, oh my gosh, is this the moment to seek for attention? Really now, Belle? Dumb Belle, more like it.
I will ignore that.
Yeah.
The mirror. It showed me he was here. This man. He isn't dead. Charming isn't dead.
They call it that he faked his own death.
Exactly. Do you think? I don't know. I mean, this is so.
He
strange.
just didn't want like the responsibility of becoming king. He probably faked his death because he wanted to like have zero accountability, just like all men. So where did you say this outline walked to?
I think he might have walked past us. Rapunzel, Elsa, did you feel anything brush past you near the door when you were standing there?
No, I think my roll was too low. Like I didn't see anything.
Did I feel anything? I don't know.
No, you were focusing on like the undead and casting all of that, and nothing undead walked past you whatsoever.
I think.
But you said there were some tracks.
Yeah, like once she points them out, you guys will see some scuff marks, mainly in those slight like snow freckles, and you say like, okay, this like, you know, this horrible woman with her ice beard and crazy magic at least left enough of a trace where you could see like the ever melting like trail of footprints kind of leaving.
Which
think,
direction?
Possibly also with my investigation.
This
role,
whole-
DM,
yeah.
Would I be able to maybe see like notice if this is possibly Prince Charming's like bedroom? Is it?
Yeah, so no, this is a guest room. This is a guest room. It's not a bedroom. It is, and with your investigation role, you will, you will get a sense that there was some sort of magic. Like he poofed in here, like he used magic to kind of move where he is. It because there was no footsteps coming in. So either him or someone against his will, whatever happened. Like at this point, you are not sure if he did it to himself, someone brought him in, if, you know, he might be, you get a sense he was invisible, but you're still not, like, she's given a theory that he faked his own death. You're not sure what's going on. This is just one of the guest bedrooms, and you do see, like, a lot of his stuff, and under the bed, like, that got, like, sort of pushed into the corner, you see a small pouch under the bed
Oh,
that
okay.
seems to have been like scattered, and you recognize it from before your interaction, since you were sitting right next to him, as like a pouch that was on the side of him.
Okay, I will pick up that pouch. What is
Mhm.
inside it? I mean, actually, is there anybody else in the room with us right now apart from Elsa outside?
Uh, No, like Elsa is just so Elsa decides also, like, she's decided to like follow after the Queen Mother and says, "I need to find him. I need to find him," and like looks really like sort of irritated and agitated. But it's like, you're in here, and I'll say Nax here, and also with your check and your intelligence and both of your guesses, if you dispel magic, you might be, if you care about what has actually been transformed or whatever,
I
you
don't
would be able
have
to
dispel
tell.
magic,
I have
unfortunately.
it, but it's my last spell,
Don't
third
don't
level spell slot.
don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Not worth it.
Okay. So let me check what's in the pouch. What's in the pouch?
Okay, so there's a few gold coins, and there's uh, like the small bit of parchment with
Okay.
writing in Elvish. Do any of you speak Elvish?
I think I do on
I
half.
speak Elvish. Yeah.
Okay, so if you hand it to her, you
I
can
speak
see.
Elvish too.
Yeah, so whatever. So both of you all who have it, basically you see some like scribblings and writings, which seem to be like messages about. It's like saying, Hades is planning an usurpation of the throne, and we need to take the Queen Mother. Seems to be favoring him. Like, it's almost like they're these small little notes that were sent to him. But that are in the pouch around, like warning the prince about Hades.
Okay.
And you see there's like a small vial with like black liquid in it, and another small healing potion as well. So you see these notes, some coins, a healing potion, and something that you don't recognize right away, a small black bottle.
Okay. Black bottle. I want to pull out the stopper to just take a sniff at it. Would I know what it is?
The black one. So you open it and sniff it. Make a con save, please.
Okay.
Oh God.
Con.
I'm gonna make an Arcana based on how she reacts to this.
What's my con mod? Okay. Cool.
Oh shit,
If it's
that's
a
bad.
charm spell, I have an advantage against it. Just saying.
No, it's not a charm spell.
Okay. That's a 20, a dirty 20.
Yeah. So you save against it, and you sort of like head back. So no damage, because you didn't actually drink it or anything, and you recognize it as it's a pretty like strong kind of poisonous agent. You'd have to like explore first.
I'm proficient in poison.
Okay.
There you go. You can have her investigate it if you like.
I cough when I'm smelling it, and
So you can make a nature check and add your add your proficiency bonus if you are proficient in poison, to be able to gauge what you think it is.
That is 16. So, which is the proficiency?
It'll be +3, I think, at level 5 or plus.
Yeah,
3.
plus 3.
Yeah. 19.
Yeah, 19.
And so with great, when you look at it and you don't sniff it too hard, you look at it, you swirl it around. One, you notice that clearly the stopper came out early, so it possibly has been used. It is a very strong paralytic kind of poison, which would render someone unable to move or even become in a deeply like sort of unconscious state.
Okay, so like this dude basically faked his own death. And like drank a healing potion right after. It's like a chaser. But yeah. Okay, so I think we should keep this as evidence. Like this is 100% evidence in the crime scene, so we're gonna keep it close to us.
I also,
Yeah,
DM,
guys.
would like to check my pockets to
Yep.
the feeling I had earlier.
Yeah. So you check your pockets, and 1 second, let me just show you. Where is that? The list of stuff. Are you guys enjoying it so far? You're getting tired?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to
Okay.
know what Prince Charming doing with
Yeah.
all this? The major image really threw me off. I didn't think of that at all.
I was like, in my head, I was like, are they going to dispel magic? What are they going to do?
Can we? Oh, so this is major image. Sorry, I was away from
Major
it.
illusion. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
major
it's a major
illusion.
Can I try to drag the body away from?
Yeah.
I don't know
yeah.
if there's a place.
So you can no. You
Oh,
can pull.
good idea.
You can definitely. It feels like something. You can pull it, but it feels like weirdly furry in your hand. Like it doesn't feel like normal human skin. It feels fuzzy.
Okay, I'll still. Is this one of your friends? I look at Narc. It's furry.
Yeah, I think I need to see. Can I identify the animal based on the one claw that she's showing me?
No, I don't.
You don't. You can see anything. You just feel. I mean, you can make an investigation at disadvantage to feel if it's an animal or fur. Because in essence, it looks like they're just sort of like rubbing all over Prince Charming at this point to you. But you can definitely feel fur. So you can make
Okay,
You can make a nature check or investigation at disadvantage.
No, I'm wondering, like, because I'm familiar with animals, if I touch the fur and, like, feel like its smoothness or its roughness, like, can I roll survival to identify the animal?
Can you see the pop-up?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what you find in your pocket.
Oh wow.
Oh, cool.
It's a beautiful box.
I want one. Oh, it's like a Rubik's cube. Is it? No.
Yeah, and you pick it as you recognize it in this. You're like, it's definitely crafted by an artificer, and it glows slightly in your hand a little bit. And you're like, okay, there's some sort of puzzle. Like there's something hidden in this box that you may need to unlock. Yeah.
Okay. I will spend time trying to decipher that while these guys investigate the body.
Yeah. Okay. Continue to feel up the illusion and roll a nature check, please. With
Survival?
disadvantage. Nature at disadvantage.
I will guide her.
Yeah, you can guide us. So at disadvantage plus a d4.
Okay, I'll roll a d4 then. Hang on, let's see. D4. There we go. Okay, so that's a unnatural 20.
Okay. So you feel that coarseness of the fur and stuff, and you know it's, and you sadly conclude that it's a dead canine, whether it's a wolf or a fox or a dog, you're not sure. But there's definitely a dead canine under the
Canines, like, in the castle that we noticed?
No, you didn't see anyone in the castle. You did hear some howls around you, and can you roll me a history? Let me see if
Because I know that, like, Beast sent some wolves to check on. Yeah, I got an 18.
I know.
Yeah, so in history, you basically, even though Hades didn't make conversation, you do know he likes to hunt, and as you were passing by and stuff, you did notice outside or near the stables, there were a couple of those, the hunting hounds or things like that. But you kind of put two and two together and figure that this may have been, the fur felt too soft or clean to be a wild animal. That this was probably one of Hades' dogs.
That's really mean. Like, when they kill a dog, I'm like, I'm upset. So yeah, I'm ready to bring Prince Charming to justice because, like, it's unacceptable to kill dogs.
Yeah, you're convinced that he's doing all this. Like, I'm just.
Where is where did the queen go? Is nobody concerned about that? She just up and vanished.
Yeah, I'm ignoring this because this is a puzzle. Okay, and I'm like, is this Maurice's puzzle? And I'm just like,
I kind of want to find Hades and tell him what happened.
Okay. Sure. I mean, yeah, we can tell Hades. I don't know if he is in the right mind to listen.
Oh, he listens to me. But yeah, like, since we don't know where the queen went, at least we know where Hades is, and Hades seems like he's on our side for now, at least.
guys, out of character. Of character. Hades was just sitting at the table eating and not really talking, wasn't he? Was he actually Hades? Or
True.
No, I mean,
True.
Prince Charming is getting me questioning a lot of things right here.
No, he did interact in the sense he did give her the chicken leg, and
Yeah.
Okay, so the only one who's heard him talk or interact anything would be Nak. The other two,
Yeah.
this is even in character. This is completely cool for Belle to be totally sus of Hades after all of this
Yeah,
stuff.
is like Hades really human, or was he like
I think
Hades'
it's kind of
dog?
like I think it's kind of a classic frame job where if we saw the notes in Elvish that were kind of like coercing the prince into framing Hades for his death, maybe. So that's like the plot line that I'm going for. But at the moment, I don't see a reason to not trust Hades at the moment because he doesn't. All he just wanted to do was eat his chicken, and he could eat his chicken in peace. So
Okay,
I feel kind of bad.
yeah. Since you're making these conclusions, why don't you roll me an intelligence, please, Nak? I'll give you some insight on some.
So is that insight? I
No,
guess.
yeah, you can roll insight if you want, or straight intelligence, whichever's higher.
is this
Okay.
a door or a window? Oh,
Sorry, which one? 1 minute. 1 minute. Sorry, I'm on the wrong page. I was setting
Oh
up the
damn.
wrong page.
Seven.
That's a
Never
window.
mind.
So that's a door that leads outside.
can I just like go out and open the door and just keep, because I know there are
Yeah.
like undead outside. I just wanna open
Yep.
the door and just lean out and see.
Yeah. So what you can see is there is a giant earth elemental outside near the fountain, which you can
Uh-huh.
see. I think you can see it. Can you see my pings?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah, so you see it sort of like crawling out of the ground and like sort of destroying things. It has a chain around its neck, which makes you think like a glowing thing, which makes you think that it was summoned or it's doing some work. And it seems to be like sort of just like digging like a trench. And in that sort of trench like area, you see like one, two, three. Yeah, you see like a row of like these skeletal zombied kind of soldiers, and they look like soldiers to you. So they're under, they're not paying attention to you, they're not attacking, but they're like semi in that trenched ground and sort of surrounding the castle.
But are they like making the trench so that they have visibility on what's outside the periphery or towards the castle?
Towards the castle, they're like you can, it seems like they're digging this trench, so like if you peek out you can exit, but like to walk out now, like you can't just walk into a garden, you'd fall into that trench. Like you're basically, they're sort of circling this castle with like a moat of undead.
Whoa, what? I immediately like um w- somebody should check this out. I I
What did
Elsa,
yeah. Elsa's
Elsa,
also gone, you don't see her anywhere. She's like
Arian,
I love like the
Cruellen.
sneaky token just drop over there. Really. I saw it only when I moved and I was like, oh, Knox has a surprise coming for her.
Yeah. So okay. So while she's calling out for help, do you want to roll for your puzzle box? Oh wait, what was your intelligence check now?
Oh, mine is 7, so not very high.
7?
Yeah, not very
Yeah.
high.
No. You're just like convinced of your entire plan and don't think of anything else because you got distracted with Arian come like, my love, you're safe. I'm here, and like appears at the door.
Yeah. Check out this restraining order. Please stay away from me.
And then you see his eyes become cold, saying, "It's all fun and games, but I think it's time we leave." And he looks and he gestures like even towards the undead, and he says, "You tiny metal thing. I don't know what's happening, but it seems like there's a war afoot. We came here for a party, and I suggest we just get out. We're planning to leave, and I think you should come with me." And his eyes get a little steely as you look like Nak, he's really trying to just get you to go with him and Cruellen and just leave. But he's
Leave. Like, we're in the middle of a mid-story. Like, sorry.
who cares? And he looks at the dead body of the prince, and like he looks a little startled, but still, he's like, okay, he's dead. He's all the more reason to leave. This is not our fight. And you see him like almost like getting ready to transform, and you're like, oh my god, he's just gonna like become an elephant or some shit. Like he always pulls this crap. And what do you do?
I tell him, like, actually, that's not really the prince. That's a wolf in a major illusion pretending to be the prince.
And like he blinks, like very confused, like he's dumb. He's like, wolf. The prince is a wolf. The prince is a werewolf. Are you a werewolf? And like he's distracted, like his hands are up. He stops like his transformation, and he like just stops and scratches his head a bit. And then the
I'm
crew
gonna use his distraction as a chance to
Yeah.
leave. I'm like, come on, Belle, let's go.
Yeah. He's like, wait, what? And like, you managed to slip through, and like, Cruellen is like kind of in his way because he's like, wait, I want to see the prince is like a furry creature. What is this? What is this? And like, he's just like peeking through and like out of morbid curiosity, like trying to see. And in the distraction, I'll say you can slip away. Rapunzel, you have an option to like sort of slip away with them, like close the door on this undead madness, or like.
Rapunzel, you're on mute.
Yeah, but I like the gestures.
Sorry.
Yeah, I love the
I
gestures.
hold the door open and
Yeah.
I look back at Belle, like, okay, I'm just gonna close the door.
Close the door on this rubbish.
Yeah, I just go back to Belle and I'm like, what are you doing? We need your help.
Puzzle. I think I'm
Puzzle,
close
puzzle,
to cracking
puzzle.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, quickly, I cast guidance.
Yeah, so you can you can roll a straight up intelligence. Roll me an arcana first, and then like intelligence.
An arcana and intelligence. One sec. What is my arcana? Okay. So that is 22 for arcana.
Mm-hmm. So you completely know that this is it's like a lock spell. There's an arcane lock on it that typically requires a password. And now roll an intelligence to see. You can roll a intelligence to see if you can figure out the clue on it, or a history to see if anything in your interactions with Maurice or anything you can recall. So like roll me an intelligence first, and then it'll affect the DC of that.
Okay. So intelligence is 15. I'd like to use my guidance on that.
Yes, use it.
So that is. It's a 18.
Okay. So you get so you remember that the last letter you got from Maurice before communication stopped. There was normal stuff written, and he talked about the sentient sort of like this teapot assistant that he had that made the best tea and all of that. And then he's not a very like personal thing, and but there was this random rant about how he's like, oh, you should come over to the castle. I bet you're a chip of the old block. And you found something very strange in that phrasing.
Chip off the old block.
A chip off the old block.
And do you say that out loud?
I do. I say chip off the old block.
And the minute you finish the word chip, you see like magic kind of appear around. Then the box opens, and in there is a tiny little teacup with like a chip on it. As you as you pick it up, and you hear the like, it kind of like looks at you in its own droid way, and like opens its mouth, and as an artificer you can program things to say stuff, and starts telling you a message.
Okay.
So you hear the voice of Maurice saying, well, I hope this is you, Belle, because if someone else finds this, I'm surely dead. And if it is not you, Belle, fuck off. And like basically like, and then there's a pause, and he like chuckles at his own like dad joke, and you hear him say, it's not the old bat, it's the sun. Don't trust the charming one. I'm trapped below, forced to create this army. He's planning to take over. I hope you find this in time. You can stop it from the roof. And like then Chip goes back to like its like quiet position, and there's a ting as like some place in the box, like a hot cup of tea is poured into the cup, and like and that's the end of that recording.
Oh, lovely.
Wow.
What's his name? Ariel and Cruallen, would they have heard this?
No, they're too busy being distracted, and like he's trying to chase after Nark, and they're not paying any attention to you. Cruallen was looking at the furry body and then sees you muttering and talking to a box. Like clearly, like they're not paying any attention.
Okay,
But you can tell them if you like, or you can try to
if would the
if you want.
message repeat itself if I?
Yeah. You get a sense that if you drink the cup of tea and put it back, like it will reset it.
Okay, so I go running over to them and I'm just like, sirs, you need to listen to this. And I quickly, like very awkwardly, drink, like just like
Tequila
down
shot the
water.
tea.
Yeah, and I'm just
You take 1 point of body. No, I'm just kidding. Hot tea damage.
and yeah, so the message should repeat itself.
Yeah, so the message repeats, and the message repeats. Cruallen was like, "Well, that's a rude teacup," and it says, "If you're not Belle, fuck off," and all of that, and then they get like a little serious, and they're like, and he kind of like looks at Arya and says, "I think you're right about getting away. Why they wrapped us up in this mess, I don't know, but." And he looks at it, he's like, ladies, if Charming's on a warpath against his brothers and his mother, do we want to participate in this family feud? We won't stop you. And he like looks at Erin like, we won't stop them, but we need to be leaving. We are not in this mess. We mean you no harm, but this fight is bigger than us. And I need to report back to my father in case there's war to be declared. But we can come back with reinforcements to deal with this army of undead if you want to stay put and take care of what's in this house.
Is my suggestion spell still there? The one that was cast by Charming that I can't speak?
No.
Cinderella?
That's all gone. No.
Okay, so I will say, I can't leave this. Hearing what he has done or he is planning to do, I believe he might have something to do with Cinderella's disappearance.
Oh no.
I have to get to the bottom of this. Is there a way that we can locate Charming anyway? Or I can just scour through each room one by one?
I think like the clue was to go to the roof, and I thought I saw Hades go up to the roof, so maybe we can start at the roof.
Maybe we can go to the roof. Cruallen,
That's a good idea.
Ariel, there's a teleportation circle as well in the next room. If you were able to possibly pass on that information to your kingdoms, maybe that can help. And
Krillin looks at Ariel and they take it out, and he takes out, he's like, a gentleman must always be prepared, and he hands you guys a spell scroll. He's like, I doubt you guys can really use this, and he hands you a spell scroll of a spell of teleportation and saying, we are going to use that to exit. Arian just looks at you and says, darling, just think of me and you will teleport to me. You know my home has our circle, and like winks at you as they go towards it, and you're like, oh my god, it actually might come down to life and death, but for a fact, like,
Choose death before I go back.
But you can take a bunch of people. Like if everything goes to hell, and you guys get to the circle, which will give you a significant advantage to use a spell beyond your reach. You at least know that there's one circle in safety, and you also, Belle, know that there's an option, because clearly the beast also has a teleportation circle in his tower where he's sitting obsessively, like watching the roses, and a little bit of as you feel a little nostalgic, it's like, what, maybe I should ask for help, and you take out the mirror. It's not working.
what? Okay, for the first time, like Belle is really panicking. She's just like, Beast? Honey? Honey?
You and like even as you try to cast message again and things like there is definitely something you're able to still cast message, but the scrying spell that was between you and the beast
Seems to
clearly
have.
is not working.
Oh no.
So since now y'all are more convinced that it is the prince or something associated with him that's doing this, after the first catch and to prevent interference, there seems to be an anti-scrying ward that has gone up around this, and even without a particular check, you know that it would take more time, effort, and probably magical skill than you have right now to lift it at the moment. If you want to save time, I would say you could still try for like 10-15 minutes, but if you guys want to run up the stairs,
No,
I'll
I'll
move you to
to
the
the
next
roof.
map.
Let's go.
I will, of course, assume that my obsessive boyfriend would send help anyway if he couldn't
Yeah.
hear from me. So,
Yeah, and you hear a howl, from not too far away, as you get a sense that some wolfie that has been sent has arrived near the castle, and you hope they're not eaten by the undead or the uh, monsters.
or
Yep.
turned into like a deception of the prince. Poor dog. Okay.
Hmm.
I look at Arian trying to nuzzle up to Narc, and I look at over here on the other side. Belle try to just talk to the mirror, and I just look down sadly, and I'm like, let's head up. And I start
What's up?
like. Flynn, Eugenia would have taken initiative, so I start heading up. Start going towards.
Alright, I'm gonna move y'all to the next map. I just revealed the rest of the map so you guys could see where all y'all could have roamed.
Okay.
Yeah, this looks so cool.
There's like sneaks and stuff. So fun. But yeah, okay.
That was
let's-
that was Charming's bedroom where y'all would have found a snake there.
Just like he is.
yeah.
All right, let me see. Are you guys in the right? Oh wait, why? God damn! One second, I'm in the wrong.
Downstairs. Oh, lovely. A lot of things here.
Yeah, this map is actually really good.
Yeah, there's so many details.
The word actually should offend me a bit, but that's okay.
No, like, we didn't explore enough of it, that's all.
No, I
it's
just
a
didn't
vibe.
expect it because you said you would be more theater of the mind than anything else.
No,
so
but then
yeah.
I'm like, I found a really good like reference, and it was allowed for free use. Like I didn't build a lot of it; I just added some elements, but it was fine. But because I was like, it depends on the tea party, and then I decided to make it more like a creepy Scooby Doo thing. So I was like, let's see what they pick on. If you guys had just continued to discuss with the rest of it, it would have been a different story. But yeah, all right. So you guys are on the new map. Hold on.
There's like audio. Wow.
Is there still one more set of stairs to get to the roof?
One second. No. Yeah, but hold on. 1 second. Something is off with my. I'm not able to move my tokens. Why? Oh,
Are
there we
you
go.
on the?
Yeah. No. It's on the right layer. Okay. Yeah. This seems to be like there's one set of stairs. There's no further stairs to the roof from here. You get a sense that like you can probably there's windows on the other side which can go there, or there's an external staircase at the entrance, because you feel like internal access to the roof was not something really planned for the princes. So you guys see like Elsa like just sitting on the stairs, like pouting, almost like crying, and just like looking supremely upset at this whole endeavor.
I kind of like look at Belle and I'm like, do you want to take advantage of the situation and break her heart and reveal the true intentions of the prince, or are you just gonna leave her to
So
her
tempted.
emotions?
Actually, yeah, you know what? I want to see that look on her face. So I walk up over to Elsa. Oh my god, Belle's become so petty. Okay, but like she goes over to Elsa and she says, that prince of yours, he's deceiving you. He's not as charming as you might think he is. That party
What?
below, it was just an illusion.
She immediately stops crying. He's not dead? And she like sort of starts smiling.
He might not be dead, but he'll sure want to be when we find him.
Are you trying to harm him? And you see like her hands like go flash and you see like ice start forming around her.
I look at her and say, Elsa, I'm sorry to say he might try to harm you first.
What makes you say that? He doesn't harm me. We're supposed to be married, you know?
Yes, but it seems like he is trying to pin a murder on his brother. Let me show you. And I'm just like, do you want a cup of tea?
And she's like, I don't want this, and she like slaps at the teacup and like the tea spills.
Don't
But
chip,
then
chip.
and like another chip forms on the little cup, but you can put it back and it starts relaying the message. And
Does she
one
seem
second.
convinced?
Yeah, one second. Where is this?
I'm going to mend chip while that happens.
Yeah, that's fine. You can cast mending. 1 second. Let me just. So you see her like her eyes like she goes silent as she hears this, and she takes like a step back, and like you see a smile appear on her face, and saying, "Well, I guess we're more alike than I thought." And I need all of you to make a dex save as she casts a giant fireball and converts it to ice over everyone.
Wow. A deck save? Wow.
Okay.
Dex, DX.
When the combat music started playing, I'm like, this bitch.
God. Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna suck.
Oh no! No! I got a 6. Oh god.
Oh god, yeah, you fail.
I rolled 17 plus 0, so 17.
Okay, you pass. Do you pass? Wait, let me check her spell save DC 14. Yep, you pass.
Yeah, I got a 16, so I'm like yeeted out of the way. I'm like, oh, dear goodness, these
Alright,
girls be petty.
So those who passed, you only take 16 points of cold damage.
16 points?
Yep. Those who fail take 32 points of cold damage. As like there's a blast and like a and you can like, and her like hair is flying out and she's like icy, and she's just like kind of like rushing out in this direction. Yeah.
I'm gonna take an opportunity attack at her.
Yeah, go for it. Yep.
Like, okay. Opportunity attack with my frying pan as I go whack to the side of her head.
Yeah, her AC is pretty low.
Oh, I rolled a 10 plus.
Yeah, no, that misses. Oh,
18,
that hits. 18 hits. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
Right in like her head. How many points of damage?
Yeah, sure. I do 7 points of bludgeoning damage,
Okay, it's not
and
bad.
I will be like, no. Oh, wait up, and I just gonna put a divine smite. I don't know if I can do that. I don't.
You
I
can.
think it might.
You can.
You can, absolutely.
Even in my reaction.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, first level divine smite on her.
It's any attack that hits. So
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Like, I'm gonna break your heart and crush your soul.
that's very unpaladin-y, but okay.
She just fireballed us, like iceballed us.
Ice called us.
12
Great
points
ball.
of smite damage. So total whatever. 12 plus
Yeah.
8.
12
20
plus
points
8.
of damage.
Okay, yeah, she's pretty hurt. Like, as you like smack her, and like you see like the side of her face, like her ears seem to be ringing. She's thrown a bit off balance as she's rushing out. Nak, do you also want to make an opportunity attack?
Looking at like my spells. I think I'm gonna save my spell slots because it doesn't seem like she's the boss either. I'm probably gonna like use my bad breath again on her.
Do you have Warcaster?
Yeah, I think I have Warcaster.
Okay, because
Wait,
otherwise you
hang on.
can't use spells for opportunity attack.
Hang on. I believe I have Warcaster. Is it in features?
It's a feat, yeah.
Let's see. I think I have Warcaster. I feel like I built like this to have Warcaster.
You can check it under features and traits and then feats.
Okay.
If you're on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, I'm on D&D Beyond. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. I will cast I will like use my poison breath. Hang on, let's try that. She has to make a DC 16 save.
Okay. Dex, right? Or con? Sorry.
Con.
Oh, wow, she has very good con. Why does she have such good con?
She's a sorcerer, right? I think.
Yeah, but okay, it's still shit. Because of her, like she has for con saves, concentration checks. I built it, but no, she completely fails that. Tell me.
Oh, she gets like 19 points of damage. I'm like, damn.
Oh, yeah, she's down.
She's down?
Yeah.
Yes! I think. Wait, hold on. 19 plus 20. Yeah, she's down.
Okay. Wow.
As she gets like knocked unconscious and like just like falls here, and like Belle, as you get up like injured, and you're like, ugh. She clearly underestimated like your power, or was like driven a little power crazy, and so like she basically was like, oh, I'll just blast them, these ants will fall and I'll run away. So in that superhero, she thought it would be all cool, like you send an explosion and then you just like walk with like all the villains falling behind you, but clearly you all didn't die, and the two people who were awake like smacked her down, and like now she's just like face down on the ground, unconscious.
Oh my god, I'm like really hurt, guys. I'm just letting you know.
Yep.
Okay.
Potion of healing, right?
Is there any more? Is there anything in that potion of healing?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a greater healing potion. You can have it.
Oh,
like you can drink it.
Is 44? Is it 44?
Yeah, 44.
Also,
and then,
while we're taking a little bit of like a breather, I'm gonna use my spirit totem to give everyone 10 temporary HP.
So what comes out as a spirit?
So it's supposed to be a bear, yeah. So a bear, you get 10 temp HP and advantage on strength checks and saves.
Okay, but is it like an area that we need to be in?
No, it's close enough. You guys are all close enough.
Yeah, so like I think it's within 30 feet, so we should be fine.
Okay.
So yeah.
And how long would this last?
When I played like this in the Jurassic Park campaign with Nick, it lasted an entire battle. So I think it's a little while, yeah.
It's like a minute or 10 minutes, and it's not concentration. This is like every round, as long as you don't deplete those temp hit points, you get it. Like Shepherd druids are insane. Yeah. That with the Twilight cleric, and you're like, and then someone was playing like a fiend, Pact of the Fiend warlock. Like they just I never even got to their real hit points, and I was so irritated.
So 10 temporary hit point and advantage on some checks?
Yeah, strength saves and checks.
Oh my gosh, all you weaklings!
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and I'm going to, while that's happening, I'll just take Belle's hand and I'll like put it to my just one golden lock. I'm like, hold this. I'm just going to.
Yeah.
And I was saying as she regains like 20 points of hit points.
Yeah.
My lay on hands action.
Amazing. Yeah.
And you did did you use that ability? Like when you cast a healing spell I gave you? Not yet. Okay.
I haven't used it.
Alright, yeah, so you should be back to full health then or almost, yeah.
Can
Yeah.
I investigate like Elsa's body to see if she was part of like this grand conspiracy?
I just go to
Yeah.
Elsa and I'm just like, why is it so hard for you to just let it go? And I'm just so.
She's unconscious, and unless you stabilize her, I'll start rolling death saves for her if you want her to die.
Oh my
So.
god, I'm so tempted. But
You can do a medicine check and stabilize her. You don't have to bring her back to consciousness. It's your
Yeah.
call.
We can try to stabilize.
yeah, while she stabilizes her, I'm gonna go look for like some rope or something to tie her up.
Yeah, you can you see like next to this couch there's some decorative like rope stuff and all tied to lanterns like hanging the shine. You can find rope, no problem.
Yeah.
I tried to stabilize her. I rolled a 9.
You poke her and she fails a death save automatically.
Oh no! Oh no!
Ow, I didn't know.
Because he was trying to stabilize as Rapunzel was praying, she forgot that her hand is covering the nose and mouth, making Elsa not able to breathe.
Yeah. Like, oh shit.
You can roll again. I mean, you could have guidance yourself. That would have been
Yeah.
enough to cross a 10. But okay, go ahead. Try again. Second.
This time I will.
stability.
This time I will have guidance on myself.
I'm like character death from incompetence. Let's do this. Come on.
Focus. Not again. Not this time.
Oh no! The PTSD is hitting. Oh no!
Yeah. I can't let somebody die like this. Where is? Oh, there is. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a 14.
Yeah, she's stable and she's fine, and like I will say like your chameleon sort of like chirps at you, who like was almost would have died in the blast, like sort of comes crawling back and like climbs onto your head and like comes inside your armor for like safety.
Oh, Pascal.
But yeah, like I got an investigation of 11. Does that let me
Yeah,
find
I mean,
anything?
yeah. I mean, like she has her regular stuff on her. She doesn't have too many like magical items. There's like a wand that she has, which it looks like a wand of like magic missiles. You don't know how many charges, but there's a wand that you can grab if you want, and
I'll take the one.
and she has some money and jewelry around her if you guys want to steal that. But there's nothing, and you find a picture of like a small little like a locket she's wearing, which flew open. Like there's a picture of Prince Charming or something on that. But from what you sense, like just like with that change in her genuine distress, she just really liked the guy.
Oh, okay. So it's not like she was in on the plan. She was like, I stand the evil people.
Yes.
Even if
Yes, she was just like, yes, we will be the Ice King and Queen together. Like she just had this power moment of she's like, ha ha ha, I'll find someone and he's powerful and I'm powerful. And just like Belle has told some of his stories, like she's really like turned on and motivated by power. And so like she's just like, yes, evil or good, as long as you're like more strong, like you're stronger and cunning and all that, I'm on your side. So she's very, very like neutral in that sense. So she just had a crush on the wrong guy, and so a little bit you're like, I can relate to that.
Yeah,
as you
I'm so
hear,
sorry
"Oh,
for bringing up the idea to like reveal Prince Charming's secrets to her, because that backfired like very quickly.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, that was horrible. That was really bad. God.
It was funny though, because I had my notes of like, if befriend her, this will happen, do this will happen, antagonize, and I'm like, you try to be petty, and like so it went into the antagonistic side of her. But anyway, cool. But so she's tied up now. You can dump her on the couch if you want, or on the floor,
Yeah, we'll
wherever
just
you
leave her
want.
on the couch and figure out a way to get to the room.
Yeah, and you sat here, and so yeah. There's a let me just at least reveal, like you guys are not metaing, so it's fine. So there's a giant like ornate like door over here, which you get a sense is where the master bedroom is, where you think it's probably where Hades stays. There's an open living room on this side that it doesn't seem of interest, but like with the sounds and the scuffles and everything, you get a sense that the Queen Mother has moved in this direction.
Okay.
But yeah, so you guys
Wondering
can go.
if we tell the Queen Mother what's up, will she also attack us?
Can we see any sign of scuffle towards where Hades walked into?
So towards where Hades walked, like this side or towards his room?
We don't
this
know.
Side.
I mean, I don't think we know where Hades went. So can we see like?
So you see
footprints
so
of
there's a
blood?
door here that's ajar, and you can hear some sounds like coming from behind, like an area you can't see, where like you'll kind of have to go down this way, like in this direction and go around. Like there's a room. Actually, this is also an open living room. Let's just do that. So there's an open living room here. 1 minute, reveal areas. There's an open living room here, but then there's a door closure. So there's like a passage that's going around, and you can hear some sounds there, but you see the door ajar over here, and you see like clear signs of the Hades with his battle axe having like chopped at the door or like rushed in a rush to his room.
I think we should go that way.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should catch Hades up to speed at least. Maybe someone will be on our side because we've really tried to get everyone, and some are fleeing, some are attacking us. So maybe third time's the charm.
What if Hades is on the plan too?
I mean, it seems like the plan is to conspire against him, unless he's conspiring against himself, which is really meta. So, can I make like a history check or something?
No, make an insight check to see if you think Hades is capable of 4D chess.
Yeah.
I got a 14. I'm not sure if it's enough.
Yeah. So he seems like a simple, straightforward guy. Like I think he's used to solving problems with his brawn rather than brains. Like you get a very strong sense that Hades has not thought of some sort of elaborate plan whatsoever.
I just turned to like Rapunzel. I'm like, Rapunzel, he doesn't seem to be much of like the mastermind type, if you ask me.
Oh, we shouldn't judge somebody like that. Sure.
They're having
just, like,
discussions while people are dying in these undead armies. Continue your girl talk, ladies. Please continue.
No. I want to saying this. I'm like,
You're moving, but in which direction? In the passageway to the sound or to Hades' bedroom?
Wherever Hades we think Hades is.
where did we see the axe marks in Hades' bedroom?
Yeah, the door towards his bedroom.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, let's go towards the bedroom and see if we can get him on our side.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, this is the bedroom, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're just walking in the bedroom.
And as I'm going there, I will put Pascal out. Pascal, keep an eye out on that hallway, and I just like, ask him to like hide near the corner.
Sure, and I'll say that he'll come up. His signal will be he'll run up to you if there's someone approaching or he sees anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys go in the room and you see it's like a office-like thing, and like there's a bed chamber this side, and there's like these little battle maps, and you get a sense that Hades did manage some of the armies, and was basically in the field a lot. There's a bunch of maps and a lot of drawings, not a lot of writing, but there are some like notes, and there's like this sort of diary or notebook like thing over there. Do you guys want to open it?
Yeah, definitely. Any books I will go towards. Any scrolls as well. I'm just going to get a general idea of like, I mean, if they're diaries or what is it that Hades reads? He doesn't seem like a reading guy.
No, this is like it's almost like it's like a book. It's not a reading thing. It's like where people write stuff or whatever. It looks like a sketchbook or something. Yeah, like a ledger like thing. So when you open it, you don't have to make a check or anything.
Okay.
So you see like this. It's almost like a drawing of the house per se in the one page, and you see like these weird like markings and things, and you see one big circle around where you saw the teleportation circle with like a question mark next to it. And then
someone was trying to figure this out. Okay.
and then you flip through the pages and you see like messy handwriting, and you see the words like brother and like a question mark, and you see mother and a question mark, and then you flip through and you see like this thing which from what you looked outside and you recognize, which is the little pond and the area that you saw in front of the house, that it had like, it looked like it had this like a door or a stairwell and things, and you see these little skulls basically drawn around it, which you're like, oh, so like like they represent maybe the undead and stuff. And so you get a sense that Hades was kind of like trying to figure out who was behind these like weird undead spouting around the house kind of thing is what
Okay.
he.
Another
And
thing I want to just keep an eye out for is any blood stains anywhere, if there are.
yeah, so you see some drips of blood right here, leading and like a small like curtain that's like fluttering about, which leads to the bed chamber.
Okay.
Can I go knock on the bedchamber and be like, yo, Hades, it's your chicken pal?
Yeah. So as you go knock on it, like you see that there seems to be someone lying in the bed, and you're like, what the hell is Hades taking a nap? And then you see that there seems to be like blood dripping from his arm onto the ground, and you
Oh, okay.
see, and there's like a note, like a small note on the table next to the bed.
I'll read the note.
Yeah. So the note literally, like you see that like someone has, some or Hades in this case has written like, you know, um, sorry, like like I kill my brother. Sorry thing. Like basically, it seems like it's like a suicide note, but from everything else you found out, you're like very very suspicious, and you're like, this does not seem accurate, and Hades is not dead. He's very ill for sure, and he's very very hurt. And there's marks like, there's not a lot of slash marks around him, but that same kind of where the hands are cut and stuff like that, where it seems like he's trying to like harm himself or kill himself. It has remnants of the very similar kind of that poison and stuff that you had found. Like you can smell it since you had investigated it. Like you can smell it, and you know that if this is not cared for soon, that his slumber may become eternal. But he's right now been completely like paralyzed, and while he may be able to hear you, he can't seem to do anything back.
Okay, since we're familiar with the poison, do you think like I can do a medicine check, and since I'm proficient in poisons, I can help?
Sure. So if you yeah, so you can do a medicine check to see like if there's an antidote or something, or what could like cure the.
Aye, can I roll again? Oh my
No,
god,
you
that's
can't
bad.
roll it. Does anybody have actually the paladin might, do you have restoration or anything?
I do.
Yeah, so basically I would say you get a sense, can you roll like a either arcana or a religion actually?
Me?
Actually religion's more appropriate. Roll a religion.
Natural 20. 24.
Yeah. So you get a sense that this sort of paralytic agent. It's a poison, but much like with the deception and the major illusion, even if you could cure the poison, it's actually hiding this cursed state of Hades, which makes it seem like he's dead. So because you check that, and it's very dark magic. It's typically things that have been seen with necromancy and things of that nature. And but you do know that if you're able to cast greater restoration, that it should break that state.
Yeah.
It's not really a curse. It's sort of like a magical effect on him right now.
Yeah, I tell her that whatever this is, we'll probably have to get help from somebody. In my order, I can probably find him, but I don't think they will have time right now. He just has to stay like this for the time being because I don't.
Okay, so even if you cast lesser restoration, it doesn't help him so much. It needs to be a higher level spell.
So yeah, it's a lesser restoration is paralyzed and blind. Some conditions, but this is a curse, and usually like some kind of a curse removal or like a greater restoration, which is like a 5th level spell, will only take this out. That's what I think was being said by the DM. So I say that probably somebody in my order can come and help them out. But for now, we will have to just let him be. Right? DM, that's what you said, right?
Yeah.
I can't, there's nothing that we can do primarily.
Oh, that's
With
sad.
a
I
greater
guess.
restoration, I call no. Let me just retcon that. With a lesser restoration, you can do it because I
Okay,
thought
okay.
you had access to a greater, but I forgot the leveling. I
Yeah.
thought you all were level 10. Yeah,
No
go
problem.
ahead.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can
So
cast.
lesser
Yeah, if you cast.
restoration does have
Yeah,
paralyzed. I can cure it.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you can do it. Yeah.
I will painfully do it. Yeah.
No, you
Yes,
can
I
do
will.
it, Rapunzel. You can do it. We believe in
Yeah.
you. You will
Yes,
save him.
I will.
When you believe.
Oh, I don't need to roll anything. It's just yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, it just happens. And Hades once more like, and you've learned from your mistake, Nak, as he like jumps off and like puts his hand stretched out, you're like, "Ugh, not again, bro," and like he doesn't grasp you or choke you or anything like that. And he looks really like angered and wild, and but you see a deep like sadness in his eyes. Like you see that it's not even rage. Like he's just really sad at the moment, and he just like looks at you guys and says, "Mother?" Question, like sort of like as a question, and looks about him.
Oh, so you had like a family relation betray you. Welcome to the club. Um. So yeah, like I
And
think
he
you.
just he stands up and he starts like walking out, and he's like, yeah, and as he passes you guys, you just hear him saying, "I didn't want the crown anyway," and he just like sort of starts walking out, and sort of indicates for you guys to follow, saying roof. He just says roof, and
Yeah. Where is the roof?
Yeah, we're
Can
gonna
you?
follow him and like get to the roof.
so I'll say you guys follow. We'll end it soon. Don't worry. I'm trying to finish it fast.
No,
All
I'm
right.
getting
So
scared listening to the TikTok at the back. Okay.
Yeah. So scary. Oh yeah, we can see them. But no, not really. You're not there, right?
you're not there
No.
yet, but that's fine. But
While I'm going, I'll just pick up Pascal again. Here you go. Put
Aww.
him back into my armor.
oh, sorry, that I was moving Hades. So he like walks into the door, and he sees his and he sees, and you guys see, do you guys follow me there? You see,
Yeah, we follow.
yeah, you guys see like Jinjin like on the ground, like slashes across his chest, very injured, labored breathing. Like he's not dead or anything, but he's conscious, and he's just like, he just holds a hand out and says, "Stay back." Um,
Ooh.
as like Hades goes past and just calls out saying, "Where are you, brother?"
Didn't Jinjin give me the box?
Sorry.
Yeah, Jinjin gave you the
Got
box.
it, got it.
Yeah.
Jinjin is currently injured.
Okay.
Yeah. And so yeah, and you guys, and you see like the queen kind of like she's just making frantic motions with the eyes, and like Jinjin just like holds a desperate hand out and says, "Back, stay back." And like Hades kind of stops and like puts in, like he holds his axe out, like sort of blocking your path, and you guys see a faint sort of line, like almost like a shimmer all around the room, like a magical tripwire as such. And can you, one of you, make an arcana?
I can make it. Hang on, let's see. 20.
Yeah.
Nice.
As you realize that this clearly deranged, power mad person has set this arcane kind of trap so that it would look like his brother tried to kill him, and anyone who tried to enter or communicate or maybe talk to the queen would probably end up blowing everyone up as well. So there's definitely, and if you tell this to the group, and they'll be like, there's probably ways to disable it, but if the queen herself couldn't dispel it, it's clearly something very strong or multiple in nature. And you see this like shimmering, like almost like rainbowish color, where you see that this like weird trap has layers, like
Mm.
multiple colored layers, and and you realize that you really should not go close whatsoever. And I'll say that with a gasp, because she's probably like seen it before, since you clearly know what it is. I'll say that Rapunzel recognizes it. You want to tell the group what it is?
I think it's a prismatic wall of a sphere.
Yep.
I think that's the one, right? It has
Yep.
like each time you go through the lead, you suffer different things like exhaustion, burning, or something like
Yep.
that. Different
Oh my
things.
God.
It's extremely bad.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
How?
And do I see can we see it in like a straight line, or is it like in an
It's
entire
a
area?
dome. It's like a hemisphere that is going, and it's concentrated on that bed area. And you realize it's because casting that spell, if any living creature comes in the path of the spell fails. It takes a while to cast. And so this was literally, this probably evil charming in his invisible self was chilling over here and like waited for his mother and Jinjin to appear. And all of it, and like Hades just stops and like takes a step back, and he like kind of just nods to his mom, and you guys see him like kind of run and like crash through a window on the roof, and you're like, what the hell is he doing? As he like jumps out of the window. What do you all do?
Yeah, I think we'll follow him because I'm like, okay, we need to get to the roof eventually. We'll deal with like the mother when we have the chance.
But
Yeah.
these waves are still here though, right? Or did it get disabled as soon as?
Yeah.
What
I think
way?
it's in the room.
It's
What do you
in
say?
the room. It's like a dome. Like think of it as, like a snow,
Is it
like
like
a
this?
snow globe. They're just trapped under that. Yeah.
Is it like this?
There's no way for us to pull them back out.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, with them in it. Like assume like both of them are in this globe. Yeah, but it's
Oh.
bigger. It's like a little bigger. Like it's
Got it.
stretching. Like imagine this whole half of the room, like where that border started, was like covered. So like you guys couldn't enter it. So he jumps out on the roof. I'll say you guys follow, and he looks at you, Belle, because he's clearly noticed like the box, like the when he exited, you still have the box with chip or whatever, right? He looks at you and says, Maurice, like as a question.
And I say yes.
Yeah, and so so you guys get to the roof, and you see, and can you roll me an investigation?
Yeah. That's a 25.
Yeah, and so you notice, similar to the patterns on the box, right? There's these, it looks like just like vines or things of that nature, that there's this pattern on the roof, in fact. And you go towards, your intuition says that you need to go towards like where you held it on the box. And under that you see what looks like a small, like it's almost like hidden under vines and stuff, but you notice that there's this small little another box which looks very similar to yours.
Okay.
But yeah, so there's another sort of these things where you're like, clearly this was made by Maurice. Do you want to take a guess at how to interact with it? Do you want to roll in like an intelligence or a...
Yeah, I wouldn't mind an intelligence, maybe to try and recall if he had told me anything.
Yeah. And one of y'all can help her, or you can guidance her if you want.
Guidance.
Oh, I'll give her the help action.
Yeah. There you go.
Guidance.
So you have advantage and guidance.
Okay.
Let's do this.
I need
You can
that
do this, Belle.
advantage. Oh, an act 20. Great.
Oh my gosh, there you go. So you know exactly, and you see through the patterns as you guys see her like feeling things, and there's a slight movement, and it arranges like in the shape of a cup, but like an empty cup, and there's a small little hole there, and you're like, and as you run your fingers through, you just see the word tea time written under it. What do you do? And you get a sense that this thing is activated by pouring tea into the...
I don't. Oh, I
have
take the other cup and pour the tea into
Yeah.
this cup.
And as soon as you do it, and you hear Maurice's voice saying, "Well done, Belle," booming from underneath, as like there's a bunch of clicks that happen, and you guys see like this aura of like magical energy. Like 1 minute, let me stop this ticking because good things happen.
Oh.
Um, yeah.
Yay!
That's so hilarious. I love that.
And that literally is the sound effect that it makes, as these weird like booming horns seem to like appear from the ground, like all of these things which were meant to be like, as you look out and you see this moat of these undead, slowly like
Wow.
these exploding that is happening like all around the moat. And what were and they start just like poofing away and sort of disappearing into the dust, and this big shimmer that happens, and like a like it's like a almost like a ripple wave that sort of is shutting down magic all across the house. Temporarily you feel like your magic weapons or your magic things like lose this effect, as soon the queen and with Jinjin, where she is supporting him, kind of appear at your side, and everything, like clearly the prison was like this was, all the magic was eliminated, and clever Maurice had, while he had been kidnapped and forced to work on building evil constructs and setting things up, Hades and him had work together to kind of in parallel create a way of stopping these things.
Oh,
And you see
lovely.
Hades just like smiling slightly on the side, and you see it's fine. And as you all are getting together and you see the queen mother open her mouth, almost wishing she could talk, and then looking at each of you, and in your minds you hear a voice saying, thank you, maybe. And you realize that she's able to speak telepathically with you, even though she can't speak with her voice herself, and that's probably how she was communicating with Jinjin, who's still very hurt and like coughing up blood as she's pulls out some potions and helps him. And all of a sudden, like after you calm down and you're like, okay, time to leave if we need, this like magic mouth appears on like the floor, and you hear, you, actually I don't want to insult you even in joke, you bleeps, and this voice of charming saying, you females ruin everything. And like and you see this like voice appear, and it's like, I'll be back, I will take my revenge and claim what's rightfully mine. And you see sort of like off the corner of your eye, like almost like, and flying away in a stream of sparkle and snow, Elsa, uh, moving across the sky far away, with what is clearly Prince Charming in arms, though she's carrying him
Oh.
We
like
should have just
Princess
killed
Child.
her, you guys. We should have
And
killed
like
her.
and like and as they're escaping from you, and we'll end it here with successful, you guys save and you see Hades like smile, and like from some mysterious and almost dead, take out another chicken leg and hand it to you, Nak, as a sign
Nice.
of
I just
as a
want
sign
to.
of friendship.
I just want
And
a DM just because I had this. Can I
yeah.
take a shot at her with my
Yep,
musket?
yep. She's over 100 away, but like you can
Oh,
take it.
let's
What's your
go.
range?
I need to check now, but I do want to hit her. Okay.
Like we gave you every chance, and
I bless you.
120. It's a 120.
and she blesses you. Yeah. She's just at the cusp of that, so you can shoot, and she blesses you.
Awesome.
So
Awesome. Okay.
Like,
So that is.
I'll say it's worth a shot.
Oh, nice.
Also, I wanted DM. I don't know what this means. So I have like. Where is that?
Eldritch cannons.
I have Eldritch Cannon. No, but that's too, like, I don't think it'll reach. That's only 15 feet. No. What was this? I'd seen something else that I could do to add to this. Yeah, I can add 1d. Okay, that's just spell damage roll.
But bless you, right? Don't you get something
Yes.
from bless?
So that's 13 plus 8, 21.
That hits.
Okay. And how much damage is this? 1d12 plus 4. Oh, a D12. Amazing. Okay. So that's
Yep.
16.
16. It definitely shoots. One second. Let me see if she drops the stupid prince. Wait.
Please. And there's this other thing I can do. I don't know. I don't really understand how this works. So it says arcane firearm. I can is this only when I cast an artificer spell? Okay. Never mind. It's only an artificer spell.
So yeah, she drops him as she's flying away, and like you see him like sort of unceremoniously fall into a tree, and like she's sort of dangling upside down, and he takes a bunch of bludgeoning damage. She does like come back down hurt and like kind of take him and
Does
they're
she
sitting on.
get closer by coming back down?
No, she doesn't. She just goes down vertically. She's still not. And like like they and then he mutters something, and they you see them from far that he takes out this scroll or something, and they sort of poof away, saying that it's probably safer to magically like disappear rather than that. And the queen was too focused on like Jinjin to like counter that or like fight it, and you guys get a sense that as much as she has the power, she's right now just like a heartbroken mom who doesn't want to fight or kill her son. And so it's enough fight for one day. And so you guys, it was successful. And the future, if there was a future or whatever, it would be like the search for Maurice and bringing down the conniving charming. But
definitely.
So that's where we'll end.
man.
Sorry if it took a little longer.
I'm
No problem, it was
so
fun.
waiting for the revenge of
Yeah.
Charming.
Damn you, Prince Charming!
Oh my god.
So now, hi ho.
Now,
Hi ho. From home to work we go.
End, can I go and save Maurice from the dungeon? Because I think
So he is not in this dungeon. He's in like the main dungeon of the main castle. But you guys can go. I'll say you guys go to like rescue him and stuff. And because of him falling in the tree and them being scared of you, they don't get to Maurice. And so you rescue him from the dungeon, and he's like super happy. And he's like, you don't need to. And then as you step out, these whole bunch of wolves like appear, and you see Beast going like running towards you. And much to your chagrin, you'll still get away in time, or you can transform and get lost. But then you see another like wolf that's coming towards you, but it has a lock of red hair, like a red fur, and immediately Nar gets a sense that is not a wolf. It's a Ariel in wolf's clothing that is trying to camouflage and come towards her.
I literally like yeet out of there. I'm like, peace, you guys.
Yeah, you can transform into a horse and gallop away. That's totally fine. And the other person you find in the dungeon is Cinderella, who had been trapped because she discovered this plan, and he was planning to like use her in ransom. And in the reunion, as Cinderella like gets up and comes, you see Hades looking a little extra concerned than you would have thought, and a little extra gentle as he helps her up. And you realize that she might like it wasn't the crown that he was jealous of Charming. It was his betrothed that he actually wanted, and you have helped. Yeah.
And they share like a chicken leg together and walk.
Yes. Like she looks, he feels his pocket and looks at her sadly and like gives glances at the running away horse. That like his token of love and appreciation chicken leg had been given off. But yeah, it's a plan for another time. So Hades and Cinderella can be united. You have found your friend, and you can choose to chill in the castle. Pascal, by the time he finds you with his tiny chameleon legs, because I looked at the walking speed, and like comes in like points, like he's warning you that someone was ahead. Like after everything that happens, like reaches and is like pulling at you and like making these like sign gestures of like Elsa and like escaping in like pantomiming.
You did so well. You did so well.
And like he sniffles and like probably thinks to himself that he probably shouldn't have been in camouflage when trying to communicate with you, because you all just didn't see him following you at all.
That's fair.
Cute.
Yeah. And so, yep, that's the somewhat happy ending. So, thanks for playing, guys.
was
You all were
lovely.
For
amazing
having
princesses.
us, yeah. Like I love like this murder mystery Cluedo like situation. This is good.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait to like maybe play this again after a bit. Like and actually like.
Shema's always so greedy, just wants to like play more. I always end like my one shots in a, hey, you can integrate this in a future campaign if you want. Go find Charming.
Yeah, I need to fight Charming now. I need to take down Elsa.
I'm just so glad I watched so much CSI. I called Charming being like, yeah, he's
Yeah, I
probably
was
kicked his
so
own
annoyed.
death.
I was like, should I call out the druid and be like, what's your intelligence, bro? Like, why are you doing this? And I'm like, but she's
Actually, my
super wise.
intelligence, I'm actually pretty intelligent. Yeah.
No,
like,
also
my
you're really
intelligence-
wise. Like what you were
Yeah.
doing is it's the real world, and you're like, I've seen some shit. I was with like a really possessive boyfriend, and I know what these guys can do. I know the extremes that they can go to. So I was like, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you also did your main quest perfectly, which was the chip and the cup and the clue.
Oh
So
my god,
good
Yeah.
that was
job.
all lovely. So much fun. Thank you. Thank you so much for
Thank you so much.
doing this with us, everybody. Oh my god.
Yeah.
We're loving these D&Dames sessions, honestly. It's hilarious because we always have one misogynist. Okay? It just gets so great.
I think it's catharsis to take them down in a virtual world, since we can't always do it in the real world.
That's
So it's
true.
fine.
I started off with like no men in my life. I'm like only women.
Yeah, and Pascal is like, he can be gender fluid like his color changing ability.
Oh my
No.
god,
Oh, that's so. Okay, now I love it. Canon.
Canon.
That's so cute. Rapunzel's character was so adorable, and I loved like this thing. I love Knock and like how much he hates like Ariel. Oh my
No, that's right. So I wasn't sure how much to push, but I was like, okay, she's having fun with it. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like otherwise, I was like, and I'm just like in my mind, can you guys please appreciate how horrible it was for me to play creepy boys hitting on you? Like this was really hard. That was the hardest. I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that. I want to smack my own characters. And I'm like, I should push it just enough so their characters smack my character. Like I'm just like,
Okay, well, that was awesome. So, thank you so
Yeah.
much, guys. Just
Thank
for
you
the
so
sake
much.
of this being like a live, I'm
Yes.
wrapping it up by saying
Yeah.
like thank you everybody who's watched us, watching us, and I hope you had fun. This was so much fun. I can't wait for another session to kill Prince Charming. I'm like, really?
not gonna happen. But feel free, anyone else, the future DMs who are running the one shots and all, feel free to insert Charming as your villain.
Yeah.
I'll give you his stat blocks. Just insert him. We will kill him someday, or it can become a recurring overall mission of D&Dames to destroy Charming.
Yeah, someday.
Prince Lich Charming? Lich? I don't know.
No, or make like a fire sorcerer whose goal is to charge Charming.
Yeah.
Oh, Char. Oh my god. Char. Oh, I can't get it out.
Pokemon.
Yeah,
Game
Pokemon.
Yeah. A Pokemon TCG. Okay, very good.
Awesome.
Bye. Good
Bye-bye,
night.
everyone.